that first.
Okay.
All right, perfect. I'll be right back.
Fine.
It's
I'm
not gonna
using
take
this
that
time
long.
to buy equipment.
Well, I'm just going to the bathroom and getting water.
All right.
No, you don't have time.
Any more time?
I think you need to roll.
For non-revised, right?
Mm-hmm. So you need to roll a d6 for your hit points. Then you need to pick skills.
All right.
Keeping a good roll there.
Nothing changes.
Hey! And no one was surprised.
And then what happens with skills?
Normally you'd have to spend credits for them. I'm just waiving that because this game is going to be so short.
Okay.
So just put them in. They basically function off of I guess the same sort of thing as D&D.
A climbing harness.
So if you want to just upgrade your current ones. Which page was that on again? On inventory rewards, I need the advancement. Character advancement, there it is. Yeah. So to buy a class skill, which for you is basically everything, it's a single skill point. If you want to raise a class skill from 1 to 2, it is all of them, actually. That you actually can't do it.
Wait, how many skill points do I get?
You get 3.
3. And so it just costs 1 to get a +1 bonus?
To be trained in something.
Okay,
It costs 2 to upgrade a 0 level to 1. And that's the highest you can currently go.
Okay.
So with 3 skill points, you can raise, basically get a new skill and raise one of your 0 levels to 1.
Alright. Hello.
And your class skills are all but Sci-Tech and Sci-Tech weapons and something else. Yeah. What is the last thing beyond? I know it's combat, Sci-Tech, and then there's like one other thing that you can't do.
Combat skills, tactics, and tech/sci-tech.
Yeah, tactics. would be the
Imagine
last
not having tactics. One idiot.
Alright, we're gonna go with vehicle space is now 1, and we now suddenly know how to drive vehicle land.
Yeah, that would be a useful thing.
Boom. We are now done.
Good. So we just need Chase to come back, and then we can get rolling. You also have 12 or 1,500 credits.
Chase is back.
All right.
Maybe some last minute purchases.
If I didn't add them to your current tally, then yes.
I should probably put the stats in for the shotgun, huh?
Might be a good idea.
Sounds pretty fucking cringe, honestly.
So, yeah, you guys had about a week to kill. Was it a week?
Yeah, something like that.
You were heavily
was-
injured, but your tech was helping you.
I was heavily injured, like every other time we've come back.
Yes. And she wasn't especially helpful, so yeah, it would be about a week. So, yeah. You guys have about a week of free time while your warrior picks himself back up and puts all the pieces back where they're supposed to be.
Nothing but spit, grit, and duct tape can't fix.
Yep.
And maybe a few staples and some bone setting.
Yeah.
And a new body.
Yeah. A new lung. The right one specifically.
After getting punched by a stone golem effectively.
It wasn't punched, it was shoulder checked.
So, in the meantime, I guess, what are our two other crewmen doing with their plentiful free time?
They
Um,
sell flashlights here.
As long as it's Tech 3 or below, they're gonna have it. So if flashlight is Tech 3,
I actually don't see flashlight at all, but I do see glow bug as Tech 3.
how is it they don't have flashlights? That is astounding.
that's too advanced.
Apparently,
What? What about flashlights?
that they just don't have them for some reason.
Yeah,
At least I don't see it in
No, they
exploration
don't.
gear.
have any type of flashlights, as far as I know. I looked multiple times during last session. Like,
It's
really? There isn't
bizarre.
one?
You know what? I'm just gonna make one because that's freaking bizarre. Especially because these guys are gonna have flashlights. They're just gonna be 10. They're tech level 3. You can buy them here.
Okay.
Imagine buying flashlights and not low light goggles.
I mean, those work too.
Yeah. I had 2 last minute purchases. One was a shotgun and one was goggles.
And you said it was 10?
Yeah. It
Really
uses
breaking the
a,
bank.
I don't know, a battery per some amount of time.
It's probably a battery every like multiple weeks, given that goggles are fucking. A
How long do
battery
the
a week.
goggles last? Yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll keep it with the same. It's a battery per week.
These
a good
these
flashlight.
batteries are sick.
It's a good flashlight.
Energizer batteries.
Yep. Class A Energizer batteries
Oh,
for Type A in a class.
I could buy a... Oh, never mind, I couldn't.
You should also buy your two companions a comm unit so that you guys can all communicate.
Oh yeah, how much is a comm unit?
I bought one.
I don't know, it's like $6 or something.
I don't think so.
The compad is 100, but it's Tech 4. Can we buy that?
Yeah, that's one of those things they have.
Okay.
I mean,
'Cause remember we
this
could
is,
buy
it's not
batteries.
like a nice one, but it works.
Oh man, I can't believe I only got the fucking iPhone 7. This is bullshit.
Yeah, the Tech 3 version basically doesn't have video communication. That's the only difference.
Oh.
Where do
Mostly
we
because I'm saying
purchase,
that's the case.
God, my brain is not functioning. Where do we
Hmm.
purchase batteries?
What are they? Tools?
Yeah.
Tools and medicine. They're 10 for a Type A per battery. And yes, I know it says Tech level 4. We discussed it last week. These people have them,
Mhm.
even though they're normally Tech level 4. These guys have their own because they came from off-world, so it makes sense that they would have them. Because it turns out a battery that's freaking used for goddamn near everything, you bring some with you when you're making a colony.
I...
If I remember correctly, what I told you guys, they were like 20 credits rather than 10 or something like that because they were a little harder to find.
Okay.
At least
a little
that's
bit more in demand,
yeah.
probably.
Yeah. But that was the only difference. You can still find them here. It's not like all of a sudden now that you're in a Tech 3 world, they're gone forever. So that doesn't make
Local man
sense for
steps on the
something.
Tech 3 world. All Tech 4 equipment had them just reduced to atoms instantaneously.
There are actually game universes where that's the case, but it's because you're going back in time and apparently time travel breaks everything.
Yeah, it sucked.
Mhm.
I didn't know that time travel made it to where fucking basic laws of physics no longer work.
Yeah.
Granted, I guess time travel already kind of fucks with basic laws of physics, so, you know. Who am I to say?
Basically, if I remember correctly, the way the settings time travel worked is A, you can only go backwards. B, everything that's high tech, it breaks, including Golem. Like they have a living Golem type of thing, like an intelligent one as a player
Mhm.
race. If you try and time travel as one of those, you die because you're freaking erased from existence as you try and travel backwards. It's so that I guess it's an explanation for why like people with guns and whatnot haven't just gone to the past and gone, "Hey, we're taking over now."
That's fair.
But yeah, it gets a little fuzzy because it's time travel, and time travel is
So-
always a little fuzzy.
So here's the question, right? If you have just like a high quality sword with good steel, if you go back, does that sword just become like shit steel then?
I don't know. I would assume no because it's lower tech, but I'd have to check.
Because
Chrome
like,
Orange is a
if you
weird
just
look.
if you just take like steel armor and go back to like fucking when people are using bronze and you had full plate, you would just fucking obliterate them, dude.
Yep. But other than purchases, because that's not going to take very long at all, like a day at most to get to walk around and find people selling it and come back to the ship with it. What does Angelica and Zarg fill their days with?
If to talk to the locals and like do some research on the locust. And
All right.
also like maybe try to learn some other local folklore or dangers besides the locust as well, if possible.
All right. And what about Zargit?
No, maybe Zarg's kind of like trying to casually figure out if people know anything about the moon base.
Oh, I thought it was
or
going to be
even know if
something
it
about religion.
exists.
Well, just to move through the time, the people are aware of the locusts. They attack like other bases now and then, but for the most part, they kind of leave this particular area mostly alone. Mostly just because they don't really have a reason to come down to the planet and attack them, as far as they reckon. Of course, you guys have seen that's not quite correct, as 2 of the locations you've been to have been reduced to atoms. But otherwise, they don't know much about them, as the locusts kind of like swarm in, attack bases, and there is no more base. And the locusts tend to like take everything away with them, including their own corpses. So their tech is hard to get a hold of, and their like locust bodies are kind of hard to get a hold of. Because these are just like, they're colonists. They're more concerned with the day-to-day and not dying via these rock aliens than the aliens up in space that are fighting against the greater empire. Like, they're here, but they just don't know much. As for like folklore and whatnot, there's some from their homeworlds that you get, though most of it, of course, is irrelevant for here, as this colony just hasn't been here for very long. Like, it's only been here for a handful of years. And for the most part, the only people that have been born here are still children. So they don't really have any folklore between themselves beyond, stories that are told in the dark in the night. And most of those are... I'm trying to think of the freaking creature. I can't remember what it is. But basically the monsters under your bed type of stuff. Nothing to get... Yeah, the boogeyman is what I'm thinking of. That sort of thing, anyway. For the most part, these guys haven't really been looking too hard at the ruins nearby. Because while these guys are a mining operation, they find it and then they're like, "Hey, this is weird alien shit. We're gonna leave it alone because it's weird." And then radio back. It's how you guys found out about it back at the base, was from these guys' reports.
They find weird alien shit, and then they call us, and we're like, "Man, this sure is weird alien shit."
Yep.
And then we get our asses kicked. Fortunately, I get my ass kicked while everyone watches.
You do what you're supposed to be doing, protecting the rest of the group.
Yeah, I guess.
So, yeah, that's about what you find out. The locals just don't know very much about the Locust or really their outlying area beyond that it exists.
Alright.
I mean, you find at least a little bit about the last ruin that's in this particular area. For one, it is an overground structure rather than an underground one. But beyond that, they don't really know much because they haven't explored it, because that's what you're paid to do.
Sounds good.
Yep. Remind me, Theo, what were you looking for again? Or have I already answered it?
I was looking for if the locals know anything about.
Oh, right, the moon base.
Yeah.
I mean, they're aware it exists. Apparently. From what they know of it, it is an outpost for the people you guys work for, the Combine. They're not sure what they do there, but they know it exists because they kind of set up at approximately the same time. Like when the colony showed up, these guys kind of showed up at a similar time and said, "Hey, we're taking over the moon. Thanks, bye." It's some sort of research outpost, as far as they know. But they don't really come down, and they don't have the ships to go up and check on them. That and their communication that just reaches basically the atmosphere, and that's kind of it. So apparently there's something in the upper atmosphere that messes with communications. So you have to kind of pierce through it before you can get in radio contact.
Gotcha.
So, but time passes. Is there anything else you guys desperately want to do?
Not really.
Well, Kurg is getting rebuilt.
We can rebuild it. We have the technology.
I mean, you mostly just had broken bones, so.
Yeah. I mean, I was well enough to walk out of there, so, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Adrenaline do be a bitch. And I had to fucking drive back.
Yeah.
That's the real
that's-
bullshit.
Yeah, that's at least one thing that Zarg has been doing, is learning how to drive. So you don't have to anymore.
Yeah, now when I've got
Taking
fucking
driving
obliterated,
lessons.
he can drive back.
Yes, Zarg is taking driving lessons. He's gotten to borrow the truck a few times and drive it around the surrounding area and the landing pad. But the week comes to a close, and your warrior is back on his feet and able to fight well enough. Also, your medic is not wanting to go with you after what happened last time.
Yeah,
I suppose.
hard to argue with that, actually.
Seeing as she was also injured by taking a very, very close shave with a fist and then lucked out with her panicked throwing herself to the floor and rolling around to not die absolutely horribly.
She's nuts.
Actually,
She's
the
taking
sick
it for what it
part-
is, either blessed or lucky. Either way, she's not wanting to really test that, whatever it was. So,
Well, you might not want to test it now, but it'll be tested eventually. Might as well know ahead of time.
but of course, your Conrad is more than happy to continue coming out with you guys.
He's been fine so far. He's gonna shoot shit.
Yeah. been doing a good
Watch
job.
me get my ass kicked from various angles.
Yep. He's been helping.
Yep.
He also has been taking the time to get a little bit of extra training in, and has also picked up a combat knife from one of the locals, chatting with their people.
They're people.
Yeah. I mean, they have soldiers.
Yeah.
But
While
Yeah.
laying in bed, I learned how to look around better and also how to lockpick.
you had a lot of time.
Yeah.
While your ribs were deciding to reattach to each other and continue functioning. So, yeah, it is the end of that week. You are rested. So, it is time to head out again. There's only one more area in this little zone near the thing that you can go find.
Oh, so go fucking to the hangar. Get a vehicle.
Yep. And this time, rather than the gruff older warrior that you're kind of used to seeing, you have the younger guy who is apparently set to hangar duty. He looks pretty bored because, well, it's hangar duty. No one is stealing things here other than the kids, and the kids are not hard and dangerous. So, it is not hard to protect.
Howdy.
Want to go on an adventure?
No, he does not.
When he notices you guys walk up, he at least puts on enough of a air to pretend like he's doing his job, and he stands upright. After the way you guys come back, I think I'm good staying and guarding this place.
To be
At least the
fair,
kids don't freaking beat me to death.
usually I'm the only one coming back looking like that. So just stay behind me. That being said, no, you should stay here.
Guessing you want the truck again, yeah?
That's the plan.
All right. Then he walks into the back room to grab the keys. Comes out, just kind of tosses them to you.
Yep.
In a well-practiced way of someone that's just trying to make anything happen, so he's not as bored.
Mm.
He does at least wave to Conrad, who gives him a curt nod back. Yep. So, other than Conrad, did you decide to bring Engineer Finnegan, or are you trying to convince Christine to come with you? Or is it only going to be the four of you guys?
I mean, we need Finnegan back on the ship, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You need someone on the ship. Finnegan just happens to be the best option because, well, she's a engineer.
Yeah, let's do that one then.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not trying to give Christine PTSD.
Listen, Christine. A one-time thing. This is the last one near here. You might as well see it through to the end.
Yeah. You see her kind of give a look of doubt, but the glittering sign of it is just the one last time. And I don't want to miss out on my payday because I freaking was a coward at the end.
Yeah.
So, yep.
It's that simple, folks. It really is.
Mhm.
One last adventure, in and out. Real fast.
So, yep. You guys have Christine along with you.
PTSD get. Pause.
We did
Alright.
it.
All right.
So, fucking let's get the truck and start heading over.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It is going to take a little longer because this is the furthest out, of course. But
Mm-hmm.
this world still has a long day, so it'll be daytime. Both when you go and when you come back, unless you wait out there for like several hours. Which, seeing as the way it's been described, there's not much to look at. So, yeah. You guys start driving along the path.
Wake up in the morning in the clear blue sky.
Is Zargard driving?
Nah, fuck him.
Oh, okay.
I've driven every time until now. You can fuck yourself. This is my truck, son of a bitch.
Yep. So, yep. You guys make it about halfway or so when you see a familiar sight ahead of you. Some of those
Yeah.
rolling boulder men. The difference this time from the last time is they seem to be rolling towards you.
Mmm.
Nice.
Hard right.
Yep.
Let's just get out of the way.
Yeah, getting out of the way is very good. And you notice them roll on by as you are not in the way. And they seem aimed for the settlement, from what you can tell.
Call settlement.
Yep.
Okay,
You
Google.
are a little bit out of range for that.
Mm. Say again with less robot?
Did we turn around?
Better safe than sorry. And I will start driving back that way and tell someone to attempt to call them and just continuously.
Yep. I mean, you need to be within about 1 kilometer before you get within range.
How fast do
Uh,
these things roll compared to the truck?
Pretty fast. They at least can move about the same speed as the truck unless they hit bad ground.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And they don't seem to care about like moving around the bad ground, so they just kind of keep going in an effective straight line.
Also,
Like as
so
you
we
guys
can't
are
call them
following after them.
Well, we can't
see
call them
them
until
just-
a kilometer out, right? Wouldn't they be able to see them at a kilometer out? So is there really any reason for us to follow them then?
Hmm. It's up to you guys.
Anyone in the rest of the team have any thoughts on this? Well, fucking try it out for
Good
once.
moves, Theo.
But since we're heading in that direction now, we might as well.
I mean, you gotta commit, right?
All right, commit then. Fools that you are if you don't realize I have commitment issues.
So yeah, you guys follow the group, and if you wish, you can pass them.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll still
That
try
I'm
to
going
keep
to
out of the way. I'm not gonna like pass and get in front of them.
I'm going to ask you to roll the driving check for that because the path is not easy.
Okay. That's not great.
Yeah, not really. So, I mean, you're at least able to keep pace. You don't crash it, but you're not able to catch up and pass them.
Mm.
You're still about 5 kilometers out.
We try again.
All right. If we make a lasso and tie one end to the front of the truck, I can toss it on one of the boulders and it can pull us. Now, they are rolling, so it'll very rapidly like roll up the rope, and we'll just get sucked into the monster. But
All right.
What
I think I
happens
might have
if
a better
you run
idea.
into the monster that runs into things? You don't know.
Do we know how common like gunshots are?
I mean,
in
you
the
guys
area,
haven't
like-
heard too much beyond like what's in the camp, but I mean, you guys went out to kind of the middle of nowhere, so
Mm-hmm.
the short answer is no. You don't know how common they are.
All right. Because if they weren't common, the idea was just to like more or less wait until we get close enough where they would hear gunshots and then start shooting. And be
Mhm.
like, what the fuck is that? And then they look over the walls and go, oh!
This is a bigger group than the ones you've seen, because the 2 or 3 you've seen while you've been out have been pretty small packs of like about a dozen at most. It's a little hard to like count them all because they're all rolling around and kind of together. This one is about triple that.
Mm.
It does seem to be significantly larger than the ones you've witnessed so far.
Let's try and pass again.
All right,
It seems like this could be important.
go ahead.
No, not intellect.
Yeah, this is done. Gonna be a dex. There you go. So
Oh, I was in second gear this whole time. Oh, okay.
you finally find an area that's a lot more flat than the rest of the area and are able to pedal to the metal and get past them.
Continue whatever passes for gunning it into range to call them.
All right. Give me one more to see whether or not you make it.
All right,
Without
now's when I get really bad and they just fucking run us over.
7's good enough. You're able to get there about a kilometer ahead of them and are able to get within range to communicate with at least the wall guards.
Yeah.
And you hope someone has a comm pad there. And one of you is able to get a connection. I mean, you can call the ship too. The ship has a comm unit.
Just start calling everybody.
Yeah. I definitely like to call the ship and be like, "Hey, up.
Up?
Maybe let some people get on board and then up."
Fuck them. They're gonna steal all my sick loot.
All right. So you're calling the ship. Is Angelica going to call someone?
Seems like we're fine.
Right.
Like, I mean, who else additional am I gonna call? This guards in our ship seems good.
All right.
Call the orphanage.
Yep. So,
Tell them nothing's wrong, the little shits.
yeah, the guards, you get in communication with the guards easy enough. They tell you that, they saw them when you guys came within range. So,
Alright.
they are getting more people on the walls to help hold them off. Or at least try and get people out of the way. When you get in contact with the ship, Leroy picks up. Yeah, what do you need? I have plenty of things to do.
There's a big squad of rolling things coming at.
And you want the ship in the air, I take it.
Mighty tree spirit.
All right.
Others who walk in your
You might want to
stead
announce in
can
the
be gifted
loudspeakers, "Hey,
aspects of the
want to get
elders,
it out of the
granting
way?"
them benefits
ship.
that will improve their
All
battle
right.
capabilities.
Yeah.
Just,
Her
like lock
bang
the
something.
doors.
Well, of course. I want random indigs to wander around our ship. All right. You guys should be seeing me launch in about 2 minutes. Over and out.
Minutes later, we spot a large explosion.
Campaign over. We're stuck here forever.
Overcapacity.
Here, call back. So, how's the problems with the ship?
Hmm.
How are the guns?
We don't have guns.
You do.
Not anymore, we don't. I sold them for meth.
To who? On this freaking ball.
Who else? The meth dealer, you stupid?
Children. Hello?
The children.
Dumb question.
The only people that would happily just buy a big laser array that they can't use.
So, yeah, you guys pull. Well, get closer to the walls, but are you guys like turning around at this point to make sure you're like out of the way, or are you going to just move all the way back? What is
Say
the
again?
plan?
What is like the town's plan for a situation like this? Do they like try and fend the things off?
You don't know. The guards didn't say, and you haven't heard anyone talk about what happens. From what
I mean,
you've
we're
heard, the
here.
groups they tend to come, get fended off.
We've got some phones. Let's ask what they do. What's the plan in this situation?
The guard you call is, well, at least he sounds busy, as he's exerting himself doing something, most likely carrying ammo or moving some piece of heavy machinery around. Yeah, we're kind of busy, you know. We got rocks.
Yeah, but you just shoot them or what?
That's the plan, yeah. Jenkins, get that gun up. Yes, sir,
All right.
I'll get it up.
Park out of way. Take out rifle.
Well,
We're already fucking back here. Might as well help.
Mhm.
We kind of BM to drive back and then go, now you guys probably got this, and then leave.
So, about 2 minutes later, you guys see the ship pull off the landing pad and at least move into the air to a hovering position about
Actually, wait a minute.
like 200 feet up.
Hey, Zark. You want to get ready to drive? Because I don't think your bow is going to do shit against rocks, as we have seen in the past.
nod.
You know, just in case something bad happens.
So, are you going to the walls to help, or are you just pulling up kind of next to the walls and alongside the route?
Pull up like a little ways away. Like,
A little bit of a
so you got like a wall, and then you got like us,
Mhm.
and then you got where the fucking dickheads are coming through.
So, on the wall, you see that they've set up their entire force, which amounts to about a dozen people. You've only seen the guard force, about like 5 of them. Apparently, the other 7 are effectively militia members from the looks of they don't have armor or anything. They just have rifles. And they're not special rifles, they're not assault rifles, they're hunting rifles. Or something along those lines. They're basically somewhat low-tech rifles. Yeah, just the rifle weapon, effectively. They shoots. But the actual guys have combat rifles. And one of them has a big heavy weapon as well.
Mm.
Trying to think what it'd be called.
retrieve that off his corpse after the battle.
Yeah. What they apparently have a heavy machine gun that they've set up on the wall.
If only I still had gunnery. I decided not to do it because heavy guns, very expensive.
So, yep. The rocks roll up to the wall, rolling past you.
Gun?
If you want to take a pot shot at one of them.
Yeah.
All right. They have an AC of 2.
Yeah, we're not gonna burst on this.
All right. You send the round flying into the group, but you just see it bounce off. Not quite enough to pierce their hard hide. And apparently, you pissed one of them off as it changes direction and starts headed towards you.
Drive. drive, drive, drive. Wait, that isn't my
Speed.
southern accent. Drive, drive, drive.
I will begin driving. I
All right.
honestly don't remember if this character had an accent. So I've just been using Theo accent this game.
Yep.
I don't know. After like the break, I have no idea if this one had an accent, but it's fucking southern now.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was Southern.
Yeah, that's why I went with southern because like I think it was southern. Southern's a
So-
fun accent. I want to do southern.
And they unleash a volley of fire onto the group as well.
Okay. I figured out who they. For a moment.
Yeah, we
I
just
thought
got
it was the
gunned
wrong
down by the
accent. I was like,
militia.
what?
Rock things all of a sudden open up. Unfortunately, it seems like most of the fire just pings off their shells without any major harm. We see at least one kind of get overwhelmed, but one is not enough when they're about 100 feet from the wall. So, yeah, he's going to try and chase you guys. So, here. It's going to roll its skill to move fast, and you're going to roll drive to move fast. And it's just, again, like a... Not competing the against skill. Yeah, it'd be dex to drive. So, all right. So, you're able to keep ahead of it for this turn without issue. And if you wish, you can pull away from it.
Yeah, pull away from it.
All right.
I got good range.
So, you can make another shot. And
Yeah, no,
is
this one
Angelica doing anything? Conrad's not within range with his pistol, so...
Yeah, now that this thing's actually angry against us, I'll throw a burst at it. Hey,
go.
That's
So
15
that-
damage.
Is a lot of damage.
Fuck off.
As the round smashes into it. But it is not quite enough to kill it. But it does tear a big chunk out of its hide. Unfortunately, that just seems to make it more mad. So
That's fine.
it's going to continue attempting to chase you. As for the rest, they're going to close with the wall.
Once it gets within a certain range, then I can pull out the shotgun and do less damage.
And the defenders are going to unleash their volley of rifle fire. Ooh. And with the volleys being better coordinated this time, especially since they're closer, and apparently the heavy machine gun actually doing its job for once, they are able to kill a number of them. The group still is like got a big number, but they've killed at least more than one. And then it is going to attempt to chase you guys. Hey Theo, could you roll another roll for me? Though you have to roll very, very poorly to not be able to pull away if you wish to pull away.
I mean, there's always a chance.
Probably was actually hoping for double ones because it'd be so fucking funny. Just
So-
looking back, looks forward, just directly into a rock.
Yep. If you wish to pull away, then you can pull away.
I think we've been going for pulling away. I think we'll continue to pull away.
All right. So you're basically 3 areas away from it. And you can make another shot against it if you wish, Payne.
Yeah, right.
Double one rolls away from it.
Bruh,
Hearing.
we're pretty safe here. I'm not gonna burst it.
Mm.
I can only ever fucking hit when I burst, huh?
Apparently. So, yeah, this time it's too far away. Burst just smashes into the ground near it, but not into it, unfortunately. And at that point, they're going to reach the wall and attempt to bolt or, well, bash it down. Ooh. And unfortunately, they're apparently very successful as the first few just smash through holes in the wall.
Mm.
And continue rolling to the alarmed screaming from inside.
They should invest in like AT mines,
Yep.
anti-tank mines, anti-tank rifles, AT rockets.
I'm trying to think. You called the ship, right, Theo?
Yeah.
So you hear your communicator buzz. Someone's trying to get a hold of you.
I'll answer the communication.
Hey, don't
Doesn't
text
look
and
like
drive.
it's going so well. Do you want me to aim any of the guns at it?
If you can avoid hitting too many civilians, yeah.
Eh,
Too many.
you just
is
hear
like
her.
one.
Yeah,
Don't worry, I
know.
won't hit any civilians. Blast the wall. Kills all of the defenders. Well, damn. No civilians were injured.
I mean, I'll try. I'm not exactly a gunner, remember, on these. I repair them. I don't fire them. Let me see if any of the idiots who got on board. We're not idiots. Yeah, you are idiots. You're indigs. Any of you wielded any of the big guns? You just hear muttering in the background. No, I don't think any of them have ever wielded it. So
All right.
I'm gonna pull it around
Go on
and
light them up.
yeah, I'll
Have
try.
fun.
Make sure you don't hit us.
Get out there,
No matter what you
kiddo.
do.
So you guys see your ship maneuver over to be in front of the gate with its nose facing the gate, and the people on the walls at this distance. It's hard to hear anything, but yeah. Hey, Kurg, your communicator starts to buzz.
Whose communication was?
Yours.
Oh. Answer.
What exactly are you planning?
Close air support. It would
Close-
seem.
You're not gonna tell me that she's about to fire something on that ship.
Is she about to fire something on that ship?
She was thinking about it.
She was thinking about it.
You have a cannon or something, right? It's not a laser?
It's a laser.
It's a laser.
Oh. And as he's about to say it over the chorus of gunfire, the laser fires. You see one of the
Yeah,
rock
you've got
creatures
very
just
crystal, aren't they?
disintegrate. Unfortunately, as it's disintegrating, you see why the people decide not to fire lasers at them, as the thing basically acts as a...
Directions.
Yep. The wall is just melted all around where this being gets freaking vaporized.
How many?
Did at least
civilians got killed?
vaporize some others in the process?
No. In fact, it makes it worse, as the beam is reflected further through them. You hear a lot of
we should-
screaming,
we're part
and a
it.
few
This
of
should
the
be fun.
people on the wall fall out of sight.
All right. I think
You
we
still
should
there?
Hold off
Hello?
shooting another one of those.
Good shot.
You still
Tuck.
alive up there?
Yeah, nice shot.
Good shot, but stop.
Yeah. You hear the foot like a boot. Someone running up to the consoles again. Hey, I got one.
Yeah?
Yep. Just
I'm gonna not shoot again though, cause that didn't look like it went so well for the
I
defenders.
got one. Oh, you got more than one. Just only one enemy.
You just hear her whistle over the comm. Damn. Didn't know ship weapons could turn a body into that. So I'm gonna use Sandblaster if I use anything at all, just so I don't accidentally that again.
Sandblast, you're just gonna polish them up further.
Even harder to hit.
It makes them even more reflective.
Sounds good.
Yep. But the rock is still chasing you guys.
Yeah, just as interesting. Did the guy who was calling me, is he dead?
I mean, his
I think-
communicator stopped communicating, so maybe.
Mm. Just gonna hang up. Let's put that away.
Well, I mean, it's already hung up. Connection cut out at some
I'm
point.
sure that's fine. I'm sure he's fine.
Conrad just looks over the back and then looks back at you.
Well, I wasn't the one who called for the close air support, to be fair. that is not my fault. That is the pilot's fault.
But I suppose that's not good, though. Let's at least try and bring this one down and circle back.
Yeah, gun.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll throw a burst. I want to see if I can finish this fight. A fucking course. Of course it hit. And actually, it's a good thing I bursted there, because the burst is the reason why I hit Pog.
Yeah.
That's 14 damage.
That burst, the first two bullets seem to catch it, and the third seems to hit something important as the thing stops rolling after a few feet and just kind of collapses.
Alright, pull a Yui. We gotta go back.
Alright.
And he turns at max speed, and the truck flips. We all fucking die.
I mean, if you want to get there really fast, go, but
No.
you don't need to roll otherwise. The thing's not chasing you. At least the defenders continue fighting. Though
Why could they have got us like a fucking technical or something?
as for the... Where is the thing I need? There it is. Alright. And at least you don't see any casualties on the defending side from the rocks. As apparently most of the people you can see aren't directly in their path and are able to throw themselves out of the path. And even the couple that have kind of de-boulderized and have morphed back into a more humanoid shape aren't able to get too many solid hits in. So, yeah.
Most of the casualties may be caused by friendly fire this time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that maybe we should fucking not go to this last place, and maybe we should get a fucking ride off of here before we fucking get lynched in the streets.
Yep. You just hear over the radio that I'm guessing is still connected. Do you want me to land and we can borrow their technical or truck, whatever it is? You know, after the... She just makes like a fizzling sound.
Sitting.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Sure, may want to rapidly disembark people safely
Alright, I can do that.
before they learn anything about what just happened.
Fucking Christ. Oh my fucking god.
She lands like a good distance, about 300 or 400 meters, on a relatively flat piece of the earth, still kind of leaving it hovering a little bit, so you have to kind of jump. At least until you guys get there, you'd assume. And you arrive to see Finnegan, gun in hand, just kind of heavily suggesting the refugees get off of her boat.
Man, to find them as refugees makes us a lot
We're the real refugees here.
We're the good guys. Smile.
Yep. She's apparently only been able to get a handful of people, so the 10 or so random other people who look more like miners and other kind of expert type of people are forced off the craft, and hitting a button, the ramp lowers down so you guys can pull the truck up into kind of the small landing bay.
Beep beep, out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
People all get out of your way.
So,
Congratulations, you now have a truck. It's a crappy tier 3 truck, but it's a truck.
Let's we're already here. But let's just fly over there and we'll just never return to this settlement. We'll just pretend that we were never here.
Yep. Once you guys get up, she hits the button to close the door and holsters her pistol. Sorry about that. I guess I'm used to hardier folks being around, and not aliens that make lasers shoot out like that.
You just had to call in the air support, didn't you?
Hey, you didn't know.
Well, you were the one who called it in.
Oh, that was me just talking to her. You didn't know it'd explode like that.
I mean,
Crystals. Lasers.
yeah. I feel like I probably should have put it together a little faster than that. Well, I'm not exactly the pilot, but it's still in working shape. You want to go and move us over, sir?
You got it. I'm gonna go to the
Mm-hmm.
whatever
So.
it's called, cockpit.
You're able to make it to the cockpit, and it is set to basically autopilot of just hang in the air currently. Remain stationary.
Man.
So, the rattling gunfire of the continued fight very hollowly coming through your sensors.
Do we want to try and help them in some other way before we go? Or do we just want to leave in
Such as what way?
embarrassed shame?
Would you I mean, do you want us to like push the truck down onto the fucking monsters? Cause like we can hover over and fire at them with handheld weapons, but those don't seem to be exceptionally effective.
I mean, we have the
Also,
sandblaster. That might do something.
Yeah, I
Right.
guess.
I mean, it's not really what it's used for, but kills people well.
I'm pretty sure that no matter what happens, we're going to be leaving this place in embarrassed shame. But sure, we can try the sandblaster first.
I mean, at least it'd be helping rather than just leaving after making the giant hole in their wall by accident.
And stealing their truck.
I mean, we can give it back. Probably.
We'll consider giving it back, maybe from a
Well-
distance.
We'll leave it outside the wall with an "I'm sorry" sign and the engine idling.
So, yep. You guys fly to the last formation.
Oh, I thought we were gonna.
Or are
Yeah,
you
no,
going back to help?
Yeah, going back to help.
All right. So, where are you moving the ship to?
I'm looking for like if there's any like free roaming rocks that are not near anyone at all.
I mean, there's a small group of them that's kind of moved to a part of the town that doesn't seem to have any people near them. But they are, in the center of the settlement.
I can't wait for the fucking sandblaster to be used and just destroy like 8 people's homes.
I am curious, like, I don't understand, is it a directional thing, or is it like...
It's a flak cannon. It just fires sand rather than flak shells, effectively.
Okay.
It's a shotgun, but
Yes.
sand.
It's a shotgun that you fire at fighters. It makes them sad.
If I'm going to shoot at them, I'd essentially like to shoot at them from the direction of I'm directly above them and I'm shooting directly into the ground.
I mean, someone else is going to have to do it, or you're going to have to put the ship in standby and then go do it, because the firing area is in a different section of the ship.
I wish I had gunnery right about now.
Yep.
Hey, Conrad, do you happen to have gunnery? You happen to know how to use these ship-based weapons?
I mean,
I'm gonna ask the engineer if she can just keep us directly above them.
I mean, do you have
you'd
gunnery?
have to call
I
her
do have
back.
gunnery.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hold the ship steady, yeah.
Alright. Enter the controls and move over to the gun.
Yeah. You
controls.
make it to the little gun turret. So this is going to be intelligence based, not dex based.
Good.
Yeah. Because you're not really firing it, you're more telling the computer where to shoot.
Yeah.
Because that's how the ship weapons work.
I
All right.
happen to be
That-
good at that kind of thing.
Hot fucking damn.
I hate to tell you, but it is going to be a d20 roll. You just get to add your gunnery to it.
Mm.
Oh, whoops. Right.
Because you are still shooting. Well, actually, you know what? In this case, it's not hitting the target; it's not hitting other things. So
Yeah.
we'll keep the combat gunnery because it makes more sense here.
Because don't most starship weapons just
Yes,
auto
they
hit
vaporize
people?
the target. That's why the creature, while destroying the area around it, did indeed die. Because getting shot by a starship weapon that's meant to destroy other starships, you don't survive, even if you're reflective. It just kind of went out in a bad way. Regardless, with freaking 13, yeah, you aim the sandblaster at that small little group and tell the computer only hit these targets, and the computer does it beautifully, as only those things are basically just turned to pebbles, as the sandblaster just levels that area with a massive wave of flak sand.
Nice job, computer. You deserve a promotion.
And more importantly, it doesn't damage any of the buildings more than a minor dusting.
Took some paint off a couple of them. Damn.
But in comparison to what it could have done, that's replaceable.
Taking them.
So, yep, that's at least one group. Would you like to continue sandblasting operations?
This is like a sort of risk reward of
Yep, that was the easiest one to hit without
Yeah.
damaging the enemy or damaging your friends.
the risk of doing more harm than good increases
Yep.
the more we do this. So we could get away with, we just got rid of a portion of things very effectively.
I mean, to be fair, the first time we tried, we got rid of a portion of things.
You got rid of one thing.
Yeah,
Lots
but
of
there
other
were
stuff.
things that were obliterated. They just weren't necessarily what we were trying to get rid of.
So, yeah, what is the plan then? Helping complete?
I mean, how many more groups of them are there?
I mean, the number that made it through the wall itself is about half, because they got through the wall basically instantly. So you've destroyed maybe a fifth of the current groups. So there's basically 4 more that have pierced through the defenses that they've thrown up and are now rampaging through the town.
And how does it look like the walls themselves are doing?
There's a lot of big rock-shaped holes in them, along with, of course, a giant laser-shaped hole after the monster died and made a big hole. And driving over it, you could see that the laser did indeed reach the top of the wall.
How
So
many
there
people
were
up there
some
are still
people who
alive?
also got hit by that laser beam. So the defenders have taken severe casualties at this point.
Well, I mean, relations are probably permanently damaged anyways, so, like, if we do more harm, who's gonna know?
They're already feeling negative.
You know, I'm just gonna fucking sit in my bunk and pretend that I don't know what's happening with these potential war crimes.
Let's go on to the next group.
All right. So,
I'm
yep.
just gonna sit in the truck.
You find a group that's moving through one of the smaller side streets, so it is going to be very, very hard to target them, like, without heavily damaging the other buildings. It's possible, but improbable.
Okay, then we may just wait until it gets to a more open area.
All right. I mean, they're just kind of rolling through buildings, which is making it the hard part. Because these things, as I said, just move in a straight line. And if there happens to be a building or a person or a structure in the way, they don't really care. They just keep going.
I like that
Being
they
made of the stone helps with that.
effectively hold until they roll, like, into a street, like crossing a street or something, and then shoot.
All right. Yep.
Also,
You're
don't-
able to find a place that has that after another like minute or so of them moving.
Also, don't
It's
forget
not a
that
very
even-
big street, but it's a bigger street than the one they were in.
Even if we do this, we also kicked a metric fuck ton of, not metric fuck ton. We kicked refugees off of our ship.
Well, we
Yep.
kicked refugees off of our ship and then moved into a dangerous zone.
This is not a dangerous zone. Not to us, at least.
If you want to shoot, go ahead and roll again, Theo.
Alrighty.
Same
This
thing.
zone is dangerous to everyone but us.
Nice. All right. Pretty similar to the first one. You're able to erase the enemy while dealing minimum damage to the structures. Not quite as high this time. So one of the structures does have one of its walls just basically bombarded with the things and a bunch of big holes, but
You know,
you're not sure how.
hopefully
If there
no
was anywhere to
children are
hide.
hiding behind that.
Yes. Hopefully not. So on to the next group, or is this the end of combat operations?
On to the next group.
All right. Yeah. This group is fairly similar to the last, where you have to wait to get a good shot on them.
Okay. I think it's worth waiting. I mean, I guess the other option is just, like, they're gonna destroy the building that's in front of them. So
Yeah.
I can also just choose not to care about that building.
Mm-hmm. It will definitely make the check easier, because the thing that's making it hard is caring about the buildings. Because the computer doesn't care about the buildings. You're forcing it to care. By outlining certain areas for do not hit this, and the computer is looking at you and going, that's very hard. You've handed me a shotgun and told me to try and not hit an area.
You've handed me a shotgun filled with birdshot and told me just to hit the bullseye. Are you fucking kidding me right now, bud?
Yes. It can do it. It doesn't like trying to do it, though. It throws up errors all over the place, but it can do it. So, are we not caring about the building they're running into, or just gonna fire?
I think we are no longer caring about the building they're running into. I mean, what does it look like? Does it look like people are, like, in buildings and then they hit the buildings and people are running out of the buildings?
Sometimes, but not always.
Okay.
Like, it seems the smaller ones tend to be the ones that people are still hiding in, and so they roll through and damage the building beyond repair, and the people run out before the building collapses. But they are on path to run into a larger, like, manufacturing or like, I'm trying to think. Not manufacturing, refining building of some sort.
Boys, save the economy.
That's the current building they're headed towards. That's like one of the bigger ones.
I would definitely like to hit them before they hit that.
All right. Then you're going to have to either wait until they get to the street right in front of it or shoot them kind of in the sprawl.
Let's go for the street right in front of it.
There is
All right.
desperation
Yep.
in your pit.
You aim up there. Go ahead and fire. Nice. So you're able to
Exactly.
entirely save the building with only a minor smattering of sandblasted dust as the ones that are rolling across the street get blasted into the ground. So there are, at this point, only a single group left. And they seem to be headed towards the kind of like main, like a mayoral building.
God, we have to save the government.
Yep. You do see that the government building actually does have a few personal defenders, apparently, as there are a small number of guards that have either retreated there or were there to begin with. And they fire on the group that's approaching, but it's like 3 people versus like 7 of these creatures. They don't really care. Or the number that will die by the time they make it to the building with the weight of the fire is just the building is going to get, yeah, it'll be heavily damaged if not collapsed.
All right, I think I'm going to this time
I'm back.
not really like I'm gonna avoid hitting small buildings, but I'm not really gonna care about buildings for this last one.
All right. They are moving up like through the sprawl for the most part, but there is a few moments that you can take a pot shot at them
Okay.
with like kind of the larger buildings. So go ahead. Look at how well freaking Theo's rolling, Chase. Goddamn. Just as I say it. Well, you erase the creatures without issue. That's not a question. It's the how much damage. The how much damage question is magnified as you reduce pretty much all the buildings in the nearby area to freaking rubble.
What is
And-
How much damage? Yes.
Yeah. Like you basically just took a block and just boom.
No one's been calling us saying like ceasefire, right?
Not until now.
Okay. Well, there's nothing else to shoot at.
Nope. The majority of the group at this point has rolled like through the town and is at the other side and trying to bash through the wall and are shortly successful because there's nothing to stop
and it's like really easy. Oh god, we can't let them leave.
them. Yep.
So, we should just hit the government building, right? Just because.
Oops.
Oh no! The government building got fucked up. What a shame.
Alright. Well, off we go.
Yeah. So you're heading to the destination at this point?
Yeah.
All right. So, ignoring the calls for what the hell was that, you guys fly over to the thing. And as it comes into visual range, rather than just sensors, because the sensors are throwing up all sorts of errors trying to see this thing. Like as you guys are kind of flying over toward it, the sensors are throwing up all sorts of nonsense. Like, hey, this is a massive power source. Freaking freak out. Please, this thing is going to murder us. And then you see it's just a bunch of stone structures. There is no weird power source, no big like space laser. This building is set up more similarly to the second one you guys went to, with the exception of rather than being like a big central pyramid-looking structure, it is only the struts, like the kind of overhang that connected to each level of the pyramid, in a at least vaguely circular shape. It's closer to a hexagon than a circle, but about that. And unfortunately, there really isn't like a nice flat place to land near it.
What about a nice, rough place to land?
You don't need to land. You just need to hover so we can fucking get off.
All right.
It's above ground, right? Why don't we just crash into it?
I mean, you'll at least get there.
You're damn right.
But getting out doesn't be the problem.
Get there real fast.
Already facing some amount of jail time.
Listen, we is a strong term.
Yeah. On this world, you're facing some amount of jail time.
Yeah.
Jellica didn't do shit. I'm just saying.
There's no guarantee that the Combine is going to give a damn when you come back.
There are only two people who had
being
part
probably
in
me and the engineer.
There
Yep.
are two people who had the part. The one who called in the fucking airstrike and the one who did it.
So, are you guys just going to basically move down and set it to hovering, or?
Sure.
All right.
The engineer in charge of making sure it doesn't like roll over or something.
Yeah, she can set the computer so that the ship doesn't randomly roll. She's not really
Leaving
into
in-
barrel rolling. So the
Making me
ship
nervous now.
So, yep. You guys pile out of the ship off of its little landing door. I'm trying to think. Landing ramp. Goddamn. And move on to the packed earth.
I'd also like to ask her to keep an eye out for possibly people following us.
Yep. She throws a thumbs up at you and moves back into the ship, headed toward the cockpit.
Keep an eye out for any cops or,
Angry mobs.
federal agents.
And you guys are like 4 hours out from that settlement. The
Yeah.
ship time was like half an hour, but that's because the ship moves really fast.
Yeah, but, better safe than sorry.
Yep. Plus, they have a lot of cleaning up to do. So, yeah, you guys are on the ground near this big thing. And this structure, in comparison to the last two, is, well, it's only overground or above ground. It is sprawling. From one side to the other, it's probably a good kilometer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's set up in kind of a... It seems to be in like a depression of some sort. So the structure itself kind of leans up above it, almost like kind of a... I guess... Yeah. I was thinking like a pie crust, but that's not quite right. With the four main like stone, I guess, pillars effectively that come out from the sides toward the center of it, with effectively supports that run along the lengths at about every 100 meters or so. But yeah, otherwise there doesn't seem to be anything here. There is no below ground section for what you've heard. And that seems to be the case, as this seems to be more of a structure than a like base of some sort.
Mm.
More of a what than a base?
More of like just a structure of some sort rather than like a living place like the
Okay.
last two.
Well, let's. Is there any obvious doors?
At least not on this end.
Circle.
All right, you guys take the hike around, and it is a long hike because the thing is a kilometer across. So
Yeah.
Maybe we should go into the ship and circle around.
Drop off the truck.
All right.
I mean, you guys could have just pulled the truck out. I kind of assumed you did.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah. So you guys can jump in the truck and drive around. And after a circuit of at least the outside parts of the massive pillars that lead inward, there doesn't seem to be a door on the outside edge.
Well, I guess it's time to put those lasers to use again.
No.
Because keep in mind, this thing is 3,000 feet across. It's very big.
Mm-hmm.
So to get to the center, it's 1,500 feet. So I mean, you guys can see the center, but it is still very far away.
And there were like these pillars that were going
Holding
through.
Yeah. I guess they're basically like four big long like ramps that lead to the center.
Oh. Well, I think that we all know what I'm doing next.
They don't connect, because you can see it from above on in the ship. But
Yeah.
there is a little section in the middle that's left blank.
The truck's fast enough.
Well, are you driving along one of these things? Because you can drive on. All right. So yeah, you drive along the things. Do you have one in particular, or are you just kind of picking at random?
Whatever one we were closest
Alright.
to.
So if you made a circuit, we'll say you're back to the beginning. So the one facing to at least vaguely the south. Yeah, you drive up it and stop at the top. By the way, just as a note for Angelica, these things lack any of the weird alien writing you've seen on either of the other structures. Like,
Okay.
you don't see it anywhere. There's not even graffiti on this.
Nice.
But as you're driving along it, you feel something trying to like kind of pulse towards you.
Mm.
Towards me in particular.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like something's trying to get in connection with you, but you just feel like power, effectively. Like the air is like charged, but not with electricity, rather with some sort of psychic energy of some sort. And as you get closer to the center, you kind of figure out why. As looking down, and of course at the end of these things that are all facing each other, here's where all your writing is, as it all's kind of forming together. And down in the bottom, you see a large circular, some sort of machine down the bottom.
Machine.
Yep.
Does it look at all familiar?
Not really. It doesn't look like either of the alien devices that you've seen so far. It's also a good ways down.
Well, shall we?
Sounds good. And I drive the car off. No.
You're not driving, so no. That's the first point.
takes the the wheel and slams on the gas.
Takes the wheel, and then I shoot him in the chest with a shotgun. And he will die because I know he doesn't have the health.
So, yep. Are you guys going to like go
how-
back to the edge and like drive down into the
How far
bowl?
down is it?
It's about 50 meters or so.
50 meters?
Yep.
How much
About
rope?
150 feet.
Because we got 20 meters of rope.
Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it.
But
Unless
yeah,
you have
it's-
more
if it,
We have a unit of rope.
unit.
so I'm showing that's 7 meters because I believe this is normal. Actually, normal might be 20 meters.
Let's see. It's probably
Yeah, normal unit is 20 meters.
nice. So you guys can get down most of the way.
We,
got any rope on both
if we unstring my bow, that's another meter-ish.
If I hot glue all of my shot shells together, that's like a bit.
My backpack has straps. That's probably like another meter total.
Yeah, also have backpack straps. I got a sling for my guns. That's like a meter each.
I'll give you guys that the truck has a like a hitch that you can roll out.
Yeah, I'll use that.
So that'll give you the rest of the distance you need.
Just climb down using that.
Because I mean, it's a work truck. It makes sense that it should have a winch.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are able to
Work truck
clamber down the rope.
has shitty terrain.
Yeah. Vehicles get stuck. So you guys make it down next to the machine with the rope and the truck winch rolled out. Comrade is going to stay up near the truck to, reactivate the winch.
Yeah.
Christine wants to, but if you want, she can come down with you guys.
I'm sure Christine's having a very trying day. She can be up by the truck.
All right. Yeah. So
Get
you guys
that.
descend and make it to the machine, which, well, 150 feet or so, it looks big. It apparently looks a lot bigger when you're standing next to it, as the machine itself is actually even further down. And seems to be about 10 meters tall all on its own. It's kind of shaped like a mini version of the ziggurat that you guys were at. Although much more like it's more aimed upward rather than out. So I guess it's kind of here. I'll just draw it to make it easy. It's shaped kind of like this, with like things that go down to connect each of the edges,
I see.
and then it's on the ground. I guess the ground is, if I could freaking draw. It's in like a little bowl all on its own, which is even deeper than the average for the rest of the bowl for the rest of the structure. And this thing is also covered in all sorts of writing.
Looking at it,
Also hums.
it kind of reminds me of Master Chief.
Budget Master Chief.
Yeah. Extra budget because this side's like all fucked up.
I'm going to save the world. Yeah, sure you are,
Sure.
Chief. Sure.
They're fighting this finish. What? Are you okay? I took one too many gravity hammers.
I will listen, but my time is short. I will.
So, yep. Doesn't seem to be a door on this, by the way, when you walk around it.
Resident expert, any ideas?
I'm gonna start trying to read.
All right. Go ahead and roll language for me.
Yep.
Now is not time for books, you fucking nerd.
Intelligence.
As a note, by the way, Theo, remember your expert skill that you can reroll checks.
Yeah.
I forgot you had that as well. All right. So with the 6, you at least make out some of it, but not very much. You know, this is a device that is reliant on psychic power and energy, though what exactly it does is lost in translation. Mostly because they're like talking in basically scientific gobbledygook.
Can we use like our sci tech to kind of like
To try and figure out what it does? Yeah.
yeah.
If you have tech, sci-tech.
Strangely, I do. Not sure why.
I'm not sure why.
Actually, I just heard psi-tech and I was like, oh, cool. The ability to use psionic technology, not realizing that psionic technology required you to be
Psionic.
psionic.
Yep. You're just
So-
a researcher about it,
Yeah.
even if you can't use it.
Also, from like a religious,
I mean, I'll also give that Angelica can use meta psionics to try and communicate with this thing, to try and eke out more information.
I would prefer using the help action on Angelica rather than rolling this myself, but I can roll it myself too.
Well,
do
if
I
Angelica
use-
has
How do I
tech
use
sci-
meta psionics for that?
Actually, I'm just gonna roll it. Fuck it.
In this case, it would be effectively a mental save to try and communicate to get information out of it. Although I'd give you a bonus to it because you're a meta psionic. Because effectively, you're like any scion could do it. It's just you're trying to reach out and do it safely, so you don't accidentally get mind blasted by whatever this thing is. Because the amount of psychic energy in the area is like making the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
You said a mental save?
Yep. And I'm going to give you a +4 because you're a meta psionic.
I think I rolled it.
Alright. It's just doing the delay. Oh, and Theo rolled a very good tech sci-tech.
I used intelligence for that, which is my best thing, so I don't know if that's actually how big it is, but
I mean, the intelligence works here. So,
Yeah, probably intelligence or wisdom.
so to go in order. Zargert, you are able to at least decipher that there is a control panel at the base, as well as a control panel that seems to be up above, from what you remember, at the edge of the one you stopped at. What exactly the controls do is, as you can't read any of the controls, of course, but you know that there is a way to activate this thing.
okay.
As for Angelica, yeah, you're able to kind of carefully integrate your mind with the device's mind effectively. It's not quite right, but it's the easiest way to think of it without making your head hurt. And you hear a massive cavalcade of voices that seem to be asking what you'd like to do with it. In particular, from kind of the chorus, you're able to pick out with an 18. That's very good. That this device is some form of communication device. Though what it communicates between is hard to piece together. If it, communicates with anything at all, since the race that built it is probably long since dead, especially since they were as heavily psionic as they appear.
Okay. Something to communicate.
I will
Not
put out
clear.
The controls.
Do you know how those work?
You use your mind powers to make them work.
I mean, you say that, but that actually is exactly how you use it. Rather than a large glowing orb in the center of a room connected to screens, this device is effectively built right onto this massive structure and seems to just be set right into the metal plating that covers the bottom. Most of it is just words, so there's not like buttons or anything, but you sense that if you touch certain words on the device, you'll be able to get it to do certain things. So it works effectively as a control panel. And Zarg, you're able to figure it out based on its positioning and whatnot, based on other Psi-Tech you've messed with. With 11, I'll give you, there is a manual control as well, though you don't know where the like switch is. A backup, you'd assume, of some sort, in case something went wrong. The main.
Other people are doing stuff. I'm gonna try and find that.
Okay. I'm trying to think. What the heck is the search? What was the skill we were using for search? I think we were just using perception, if I remember correctly. Which isn't the best, but it'll work. As for the control panel, Angelica, you understand at least on a basic level that the majority of the control panel is devoted to both the message being sent and the message, like the recipient, effectively. You know the Stargate, the big circle thing covered in like buttons? Imagine like a flat version of that has the buttons all over the place. So I guess like a mix of like a Ouija board and like a Stargate thing. Along with, of course, the send button. You want to summon ghosts? Because that's how you do it. Space ghosts. By the way, at this point in time, Kurg, what are you doing?
I am just looking around, making sure we don't get jumped.
All right.
Damn.
Yep.
This is all weird nerd shit that the weird nerd shit people can deal with.
Yep. So yeah, you're just keeping watch.
Yeah. Last time I went around just pressing random buttons and fucking with shit, I got yelled at. So.
So.
Actually, I will reload now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. If you want to look for that control switch, the like manual override switch, could you just go ahead and roll a perception, Theo?
Perception. HIJKLMP. Is that wisdom, right?
Yeah, wisdom based.
Man,
And
I get
That was
lost.
quite a roll. So yeah, unfortunately, you're not able to find that. You go looking for it, but aren't able to find any switch in the mass of random text and whatnot.
Do I have any idea what any of these controls mean?
For the most part, the only ones that you're certain on are the send. Well, send and delete, I suppose. Those are the two main ones that are easy to understand. The rest of them seem to be more in depth for the like putting together of the message. Though since the buttons just kind of exist, or buttons, the plating just kind of has like the words just on it. Imagine effectively a like someone took dictionary and just slapped it on a metal board, and that's what you're looking at. Of course, this language is significantly smaller than the English dictionary, so the number of words is about at like 100, mostly because it's symbolic. But
Should
you
I,
sense that just the panel is only half the function.
Should I send something out to an unknown receiver?
Fuck it. Might as well. What's the worst that could happen?
Hopefully the
Uh,
receiver isn't a kind of spaceship that seems to show up and blow up all the stuff we're standing near.
So, what message are you trying to send?
Hmm. Well, so I'll reach out towards the send.
Yep.
Do I know if I do I speak to send? Do I just say it in my mind?
From your understanding, you need to speak through your mind toward the machine what your message is, and then hit the send.
I'll reach out.
All right. Yep. You're able to connect with the machine.
Hello? We come peacefully seeking knowledge. Should there be anyone to receive this, please respond.
Yep. You see certain like glyphs on the metal light up as you speak. And then the send button lights up as it senses that you have completed your message. And you get kind of a prodding of ready to go.
What's up?
The machine is asking if you want to hit the send button.
Yeah.
All right. So you reach out and both physically and psionically hit the send button, and the machine starts to hum. Connor from above immediately goes and calls you guys. In particular, I guess Kurg.
Howdy.
The machine you guys are down near just started glowing on the top, and all the points up here started glowing. Is that supposed to be happening?
Is everything supposed to be glowing? I'm asking whoever's closest to me.
Probably.
Probably. And maybe.
I don't know. It reminds me of a cannon. I just don't want to be standing near the near the top.
Mm.
Well, he was right about the elevator.
Hey, maybe stop pressing shit, and I'm gonna start climbing.
All right.
You said we don't want to be near the top, right?
I mean, that is where the rope is and where this thing's end is. And as you climb, you do see indeed the top of this structure is glowing. First with a brilliant white light, but it is quickly changing between white and purple and pink and then green.
Tell him to get out of there.
Yeah, actually, it's probably the smart thing is you start climbing down because I think that is the business end, so to speak.
What about the truck?
Fuck it.
You
You
just
would feel safer driving the truck away.
you see him shrug. I mean, that'll leave you guys down there.
We can climb out somehow.
You can come back.
All right. Get off the rope and we'll winch it up and then pull away.
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm not that far up, so I'll just let go and just drop.
I mean, you would have had to climb up so that you could see the top of the thing, but it's quick enough to go down. It's
Just
only 10
slide.
meters, so
Rope burn, smile.
yeah, it's fine. And the rope is quickly winched out away from you guys. And you hear the far off sound of the truck starting and then it moving, detonating. The machine continues to hum, growing in intensity. And the very air down here seems to be filled with an electric buzz.
Well, hopefully nothing bad happens at this end.
Everything bad happens at this end.
This is the gas release chamber.
This is the back blast.
Yeah, did I forget to
Shut
mention
the
the rocket engines at the bottom?
That's fine.
As you guys watch from below, you see the metal pieces that are like connecting. So like these ones, they move. 1 sec. They basically like crinkle inward and attach to the metal blocks, covering up the majority of the structure itself.
Greetings on behalf of the Empire.
The hub
Now what
continues
brings
growing
you
with
here the
intensity.
sheathed blade?
Are there any like exits down here or anything?
I mean, if you want to climb up the little hills, but they are going to require you to climb. I mean, there's handholds and whatnot, but it's not terribly hard. But at this point, it feels like you don't really have enough time to like get out of the way if this thing's backblast does exist.
Let's find out if it exists.
Yep.
Mhm.
After another moment, the top part of the metal just kind of collapses inward, and the structure starts to shift.
In what way?
In the points on the bottom that connected to it all of a sudden unfold into a, well, there's 8, I guess 4 because it's one on each side. So they break into 2 pieces each and then move the structure upward about as much as a man as it kind of uses the legs to leverage itself to point continue straight upward in its little pit. And below you see what can only be described as floating numbers. And then it fires in a massive gust of energy. Could you guys all make me physical checks or physical saves? Or I guess actually, I think actually a tech save makes more sense here,
Hey,
but I'll stick with it.
I still haven't made a single save.
I guess it doesn't matter to you. That's fail either way.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm guessing a 5 is not going to be the tech save for you.
Yes, pretty good guess.
Yeah. So, yep. The numbers explode outward from the base as a massive gout of blue fire just kind of moves upward out of the top of this thing. And you guys are hit by a swarm of nanites, effectively. They're little tiny machine things. I guess they're not nanites, they're bigger than that. But if like little drones, effectively. The size of a like grasshopper. As they assault you. And they seem to be trying to chew through the ground and making some progress. Unfortunately, it seems like they also are going to be chewing on everything else in the area, including you guys.
Uh-huh.
Ow, ow, ow.
So they chew on you for 1 damage, but they do continue. So how would you guys like to get out of this? Because all 3 of you failed to resist this effect.
Is
Try to
that
find
one
some
damage
better
we
aim
take?
to try and flee the area, or to try and grab them and throw them off.
Might try and like shake him off.
All right. I guess if you're trying to get them off physically, go ahead and roll physical save. If you're trying to, well, try something else, tell me what you're trying, and I'll give you a different save or a different check.
How effective do I think a shotgun would be in getting these off?
Pretty poor unless you're willing to sacrifice your own limbs because they're covering you.
All right, let's try the grab and throw method. And I'm
Alright.
not surprised.
Yep. I mean, you try, but there's just so many of them.
I think the highest I've rolled on a save so far is 5
I know it's so
over the
sad.
course of every session of this.
Yeah. So they're going to continue their assault on you. But
Mhm.
I can't.
What about two?
I can't think of another way of getting rid of them unless. Mm, Yeah, I don't. I mean, I guess maybe like instead of like grab and throw, I might be trying to like I don't know, just take off my armor and try and en masse remove them from my body doing that.
All right. I'm going to give you a luck save for that.
Okay.
Rather than a physical save.
Oh. Okay.
That's good. What about Angelica?
I mean, there's like a bunch of them, right?
Yep.
So my telekinesis doesn't really work like that.
No. You can pick them off one at a time, but that probably won't
Very
save you.
effective.
You like pick yourself up and shake yourself violently.
Unfortunately, I don't think Angelica's telekinesis is
My
powerful.
telekinesis is not that strong. It has a strength of 10.
Yeah, so it can't pick you up yet.
I mean, I do have grenades.
I mean, that would work. Of
It would
course, it
also
also
kill me.
suffers from the, yeah, you're probably not going to survive it either.
Yeah,
I mean,
grenades
I
aren't
guess
Yourself and maybe your friends.
I could just fail this physical save real quick.
throw the grenade at
Just try
me.
and shake 'em off.
Yeah, I don't think I really have anything else, so I'll just try the save.
All right. So go ahead and roll. We'll see how the next round.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, surprising. So, yeah, Zargert, you're able to. Zargert.
That's me.
I don't know. You're able to pull off your armor, and apparently they determined that the armor is more interesting than you, as the majority of them continue attacking the armor and leave you alone. And Angelica is able to knock off the majority of these small mechanical creatures without them being able to deal any damage. Kurg, on the other hand, is not able to be quite as successful as the psychic in knocking them off,
Mm-hmm.
and is going to take additional damage as they continue to bite. However, it is still fairly annoying rather than deadly yet.
I've got a plan. I try and shake them off. If that fails, throw the fucking hand grenade at me.
I was just gonna try and help him.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
All right. So you guys move forward to wade through these creatures that now seem to be ignoring you for the most part. And nice.
even-
I would have given you a bonus if they were helping, but
Yeah,
I would
don't even
say-
need help. Get away from me. I was set on the I'm gonna live and die in my own failure.
So yep,
Oh,
with
God,
that
he
you're able
survived. Throw the grenade.
Yeah, if I didn't get them off, it's like throw the grenade at me because it will kill them, and I have strong enough armor that I get some damage negative, so it's very, very difficult to knock me out with it.
Yep. So in the end, you're about waist deep in these little insects, but at this point they seem to be ignoring you guys and are just chewing at the edges of the hole.
All right, I'm gonna start trying to climb out. Wait to the
Alright.
end.
Yep.
I'm gonna quickly comms check. Hey, you still alive up there?
Yep. The comm receives a buzzing noise in response, and nothing else.
Uh, man to ship. You still out there?
Com receives buzzing reply and nothing else.
This time, because the ship does have a slightly stronger, communication net, does at least give you something in response, though it is mostly static still. Ship in failure.
Alright, you take care of yourself now.
Yep. Without rushing, you can climb out of this pit without issue.
All right.
So, are the other two following your lead?
Mhm.
So,
I mean,
what kind of
I'm not
message
just
do you
trying to
think
hang
you
out.
would've sent?
Hopefully an insult.
Yep. You do sense that the weird mechanical insectoid things are psionic to a certain degree and are basically translating garbage text. They're the lure ipsum of psionic messaging.
I don't know what that is, but
Yeah. It's just this placeholder text is lore ipsum.
Ah.
It's if you need text but don't have anything to actually put there. So these things are basically just transmitting random thoughts, as far as you can tell. But yeah, you guys are able to climb out of the bottom of the pit. But the rope does not lower back down.
any
Communications are still failing at the moment as you try and connect up with Conrad or Christine Either both of their communicators have shortened it out, or whatever this thing is causing some real static. And the ship
Just trying to
apparently
figure out
has
what
an attempted to
exactly we
communicate.
did.
You're not sure, but the blue light is just kind of continuing away into the sky.
Are those things like how quickly are they digging?
Very, very slowly.
Okay.
And after about like 2 or 3 minutes, they seem to just kind of break apart and effectively vanish. You'd assume they might be broken down to nanite scale, which you wouldn't be able to see.
Mhm.
But the machine then lowers itself back down, and you do at least see something at the base that kind of a darkened shadow more than the shadow is of the structure itself from the sun, before it lowers itself completely to the ground and resets back to the form that I have drawn, with the panels like kind of breaking out from their normal, or from the point where they were firing position,
Mhm.
and just settles back onto the ground. Apparently, its job completed.
Well,
At that point, your communicator buzzes.
hey,
You hear and in your case, see the engineer. Hey, we have incoming. You guys getting out of there?
how much rope does the ship have?
I don't know. Didn't you bring enough rope? Wait, why do you need rope? You're
Well,
just out on the edge, right?
no, we went down in.
I wave at the ship from the edge.
Ah, fuck. Where the hell is Conrad?
I don't
He
know.
should be over there. I see it. I see at least 2 people by the truck. At least I think there's 2. Thought it was you guys.
There should definitely not be 2 people by the truck.
I mean, I can't really tell from here. They look like maybe they're looking towards that light, whatever the hell that was. Fried half the communication equipment for a few seconds.
Well, I guess it was meant to send a message. When you say incoming, what do you mean? Do you mean like the blow the things up incoming?
I don't know. We just have a ship on scanners coming fast. Like they'll be here in 5 minutes or so fast.
Hey, do you
And-
want to try and get our soldier boy on the radio again?
Yeah, I'll call him up.
All right. The line connects. He
Hello?
doesn't answer, however.
Conrad?
You get garbage text back.
Find garbage text.
Effectively static, but you can hear like just random snippets of whatever those things were.
Is this area like wide enough that the ship could hover downwards, or is it too cramped?
Maybe, though she's not confident that she'd be able to get it back out again.
You
As
guys
long as
gonna
you get it
climb out
down,
of
I
there?
can get you back out.
All right, I can give it a shot.
Do we see any other option?
I mean, you can try and clamber out of the bowl shape, but that's going to take a lot longer than climbing up a rope. It might be 5 minutes if you move fast.
Well, if we do that, we definitely won't be able to check on our soldier before.
Yeah.
Yep, and Christine.
And Christine.
Mhm.
Oh, I
wait,
figured
so
she was-
there are 2 people up there then.
She stayed
Yeah.
up by the truck too.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Okay, I was much more concerned. If I had to guess their communication, well, they're still just standing there?
That's what I can see anyway. I mean, I'm looking out the front window, so I can't really tell exactly what they're looking at or expressions, but yeah, they're just sitting in the truck staring, I guess, at the ball.
How far can I throw a road flare?
Can you could you
Not up to the top.
hop on the loudspeakers and try and get them to lower the rope?
I can try. You see her flick a few switches, and then over the loudspeakers, which of course is repeated through your system and causes this crackling noise. Conrad, wake up! We have incoming! You freaking fucker, move! And yeah, then all of a sudden you see her sigh. All right, he's moving again. Apparently that woke him up.
Some. Not that you
Yep.
can see that.
And at that point, the garbage text over the communicator ends, and Conrad's voice comes through. Yeah, do you need something, guys?
Rope.
Oh, right, the rope. Give me a second.
What happened?
I don't know. We'll talk about it when you get up here, I guess. And above,
Sure.
you guys hear the truck moving, and then the rope falls.
Up rope.
Up rope, and I'd like to ask Leroy to move in a position to pretty much just be ready to pick up the truck the moment we're up the rope.
I can try. Not really all that good a pilot, but I can try it.
Just don't fuck up.
Yeah, that's super easy. Thanks.
Yeah, it seemed pretty easy so far.
Yeah, that's because
other
that's mostly
option
the
is,
computer
does she
doing
think
it.
she can get into a position where I can be picked up and then I can pick up the truck?
I might be able to get the ramp close enough for you to jump for it. If you're willing on making the jump and not falling.
That sounds like a perfect plan.
All right,
I see absolutely no issue.
Why don't we just try do do you think you could be in a position where you could pick up the truck once it gets off this
The structure? Yeah,
structure?
that's no problem.
Just land like on the ramp. We just drive the truck down the ramp into the fucking hangar.
Yeah, that's basically your plan.
Then let's do that.
I mean, it'll be at the end of the ramp, but yeah.
That's fine. We got gravity on our side.
Yep. All right. See you at the end of the ramp. And as you guys are climbing, the winch is also doing its thing, so you guys don't have to climb the whole way.
Nice.
And then he helps pull up the rest of the way. And as you guys make it back to the truck, they both seem a little bit shell shocked.
In truck now.
Oh, all right, sir.
Whenever I get angry, I lose my southern accent. I'm gonna hurry. I got no time for southern accents.
Yep. So you guys jump in the truck and
Down ramp fast.
yep. Pedal to the metal down the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
And away over the horizon, you guys see that weird tentacled ship moving towards you guys. It's still a ways off, but ships move fast.
Pedal through metal.
as you guys are moving, driving down the ramp, you hear a pew as a lance of some sort of laser beam flies past your ship and hits something else over in the distance.
Well,
From the distance.
Yeah, past the structure. It doesn't hit the structure is the main thing.
Okay.
The ship is kind of positioned above it, so.
Hopefully they meant to do that, and they're not just really poor shots when it comes to shooting us.
I mean,
Well,
they're still a ways away, so
Oh.
like
so
at the edge of the range, you'd assume.
do we want to ask her to just try and pick us up while we're moving?
just start hovering backwards up the ramp towards us.
Yeah. I mean, how close are we now?
I mean, you guys will pull into it about this turn. So, as long as you don't have to slow down to, pull into the thing without slamming into anything.
All right. Let's do that.
All right. I mean, Kurg is driving, yes?
Yep.
And it's up to Kurg whether or not you guys just freaking run into your hangar bay.
I mean, is there anything super important in there? What are the chances if I ram into the hangar bay, like, the ship's not going to be able to fly or anything like that?
Pretty low. Because you guys are basically driving into the cargo hold. There's really not anything in the cargo hold.
I would like to
Well, I've
survive
got a
this
seatbelt.
ramming. though.
I've got a seatbelt. Like, I will try to slam the brakes, like, right before we get in, but I want to get in there this turn.
All right.
An impact position.
I will
Let's see
inform
how bad it is. Go ahead, roll drive.
everyone-
Oof.
That's good.
That is good. 5. So you make it into the hangar bay in one piece. Beyond that, however, could all of you guys make physical checks as you freaking have to try and make it into the seat? I'll give you and whoever's riding in the passenger seat a bonus because you guys do indeed have seatbelts. All right.
Who
I was
got
going to give you a
plus
+2.
two?
So you're actually successful. Angelica's freaking thrown from her seat. Angelica's going to take some damage. Freaking heck, the dice are being very kind.
Man, a lot of just small bumps and scrapes, huh?
Yeah. And let's go ahead and roll for Conrad, who wasn't getting himself ready. So
I did tell everyone to, brace,
Mhm.
but it's
So
fine.
Conrad is able to brace himself. Oof. Both of the NPCs are able to brace themselves well enough to not get thrown from the back.
Angelica is such an NPC name. I keep on thinking that's one of the NPCs.
Poor Chase. So yeah, Chase, you basically Angelica jostled in her seat
Greetings
and
on behalf
kind of
the
runs
Empire.
into the front of the car, but isn't thrown entirely from it. Not for 1 damage.
Greetings on behalf of the Empire.
damage.
Now, what brings you
Yep.
here with a sheath?
See, this is why you use a 3-point harness.
So, yep. The ship starts to move just as you guys are recovering from your minor crash. Actually, how well did the truck end up? Because the truck did not get a... Oh no, the truck is busted. Smoke coming up from the top, from its hood.
That's fine.
Maybe we just
Or-
won't give that one back.
Just quickly take the key out of the ignition.
Yeah. All right. How many hit points does this hall have? 20, right? Yeah, because it's a free merchant.
Sigma forbids
So AC is 6. So, all right. This time, that lance of energy connects, and you guys feel the ship rock as the energy just burns through your armor.
I would
'Cause
very
it
much
doesn't
like
get
to.
Yep. Run toward the the thing.
Yeah, the cockpit.
You guys hear the sound of metal melting and just sloughing off from somewhere.
Secure cargo hold.
Yep. You say are able to slam the button.
Someone want to get on the guns?
You know what? Hindsight. Conrad, secure cargo hold.
All right. Yep. He's able to hammer the button to have the cargo hold start closing.
I will be sprinting to the guns.
Yep. I mean, they're both pretty close to the cockpit, so or the bridge, I guess. What is Angelica doing in the meantime? Just recovering from the crash?
Joke is currently fucking knocked unconscious.
I
Brain
don't
aneurysm.
really have anything else.
I mean, you could run the sensors and whatnot. But
Do I
Yep.
know how to do that?
I mean, you can figure it out. You're a
Is it
scientist.
possible to have one person on the lasers and one person on the chaff?
They're both controlled through the same console. So
Probably best at controlling anything that isn't the weaponry, so I can
Yeah.
try the sensors.
yeah, combat.
To be fair, in terms of gunnery, I'm not exactly great at it. As in, I'm bad at it, but you know.
Well, I'm
Alright.
-1 as well, so
Do you have an intelligence modifier?
no.
Okay, then yeah, it's gonna be exactly the same.
So, yeah. The ship cannot. So the way that ship combat works, by the way, in Stars Without Number is effectively you don't really dodge because the computers do most of the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically need to be in different spike phase to dodge the enemy shots. Because if you don't exist, then you can't be damaged.
Can you spike phase in the atmosphere?
That's the problem. You can't.
Okay.
So, you guys need to pull out of the atmosphere to have a chance at fighting this thing. As it seems bound and determined to murder you at this point.
Well, then get us out of the atmosphere, and then get us out of this fucking system. Our job here's done.
So, I'm guessing you're going to freaking burn for the atmosphere.
Yeah.
All right. Could you go ahead and roll me a piloting? No, it's a vehicle space, but Leroy is going to cope.
Another option other than getting out of the system, which is we could gun it towards that moon base.
Yeah, you could.
Were we ever informed about that? I don't remember.
I did say it. I told you guys about it.
Coming in system, yeah, it was scanned.
I mean, I think we might as well just fucking leave this place. This place sucks.
Alright. How big is this other ship compared to ours?
It seems to be about fighter sized in comparison to yours. It's smaller, but it's got a scary gun. So, yeah.
We don't have stellar gunners on our ship.
Nope.
No.
So
not at
you
all.
are going to attempt to evade. They are going to attempt to chase. Yeah, you make a piloting test opposed by those who wish to pursue. Yeah. And you add the speed of your craft, and they add the speed of their craft. So the Lord's Eyes is a speed 3. So yours really is 15.
Gotcha.
And
Where's the
they...
Lord's Eyes?
Can you not see it? It should be in the characters.
I see it. I just had to. That was me. That where is the Lord's Eyes? Is my I'm opening the character sheet.
I see. All right. They are faster because they're a little zippy ship.
Hit points wise, how are we actually looking?
You have taken some damage, but it has been fairly light so far.
Okay.
18 currently.
18. Is it alright if I just adjust the hit points?
Yep, you can adjust it down. And they aren't able to close as you burn for the atmosphere. And scanners or sensors. Yeah, you need a computer skill check as how scanners work.
Computer?
Yep.
Oh yeah, -1 is what we like to see. Intelligence?
Yep. If you want to try and scan for other enemies.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Should I be attempting to pop a shot off?
Yeah, you can do that too.
All right.
So, yeah, you push the computers to scan, but either they're hiding better than you think, or they are
Gunnery,
Not
Uh,
existing.
you're just not doing the scanning right
assisting.
because
Yes.
you don't sense anything.
Actually, lasers give a bonus to hit, don't they?
Normal lasers. I don't know if these lasers do because these are big ship lasers.
That is fair, I suppose.
They do not. They don't have a bonus.
All right.
They're just not bad. All right. This is actually going to be like a normal shot, not a. You just add. You fire with gunnery rather than. So if you have a bonus in gunnery, then
minus
roll it with
1 plus 0. If it's doing that, if you have to like, do they have a specific AC?
they do.
Okay, what's their AC?
Their AC is 4.
All right.
They're a
Yeah,
tiny
that's-
little ship. All right. Yep. You let loose a blast with the multifocal laser, but the ship is just too small and zippy and does not connect. They are going to attempt to return fire because while the pilot is trying to chase you, it still is going to try and shoot you at the same time. AC, I think, is 6 for yours. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, 6.
All right. Let's loose another shot. So this one is very narrowly avoided as the lance goes by inches. Well, by meters, most likely. But it doesn't connect, is the important thing.
That's unfair. They actually have someone who knows how to use their weapons.
I can shoot. So, yep.
If you want to fly this thing, I could return fire.
Yeah,
I mean, your engineer does know how to fly, but she is currently busy doing other things.
yeah, maybe we should have the engineer keeping the ship from exploding as we
Yeah.
stretch its power to the limits.
As a reminder, the Sandthrower is built to shoot down fighters.
Oh, yeah, this thing is a fighter, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll use a centaur, I guess.
That's kind of what I was. I thought about that, and then I thought, oh, we must be too far away to use it. But
No.
is
Too
there
far
like-
away is not a thing here.
Yeah.
I should probably look up how space combat works. Huh?
Yeah, right. Well, we'll use a centaur for the next attack, I guess.
All right. Are you going to attempt to break contact as well, Theo?
Is there like a move a gunner into a good position move?
You should just be trying to get us out. Don't worry about fucking getting me into a position where I can shoot because I can't shoot well anyway.
Alright, I will attempt to break distance.
All right. So go ahead and
the f-
roll.
I always okay, there it is. Equals space.
As they are going to attempt to continue catching you.
You're not using strength for this.
All right. And that is including the bonus from your ship speed? Doesn't look like it.
It is not. Sorry.
All
So,
right.
14.
And this time they're able to throw on their afterburners and catch up a little more.
You fool!
But
You've
at
come
this
up.
point,
Why
you
didn't I think of that?
reached space. As you break the atmosphere with the burn.
All right, there's like one thing to do here. Fuck you, sandblast. Damn it!
Yep. Would you like to try and sense, by the way, before they fire?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Yep.
Man, so close. Feels bad.
I know. Yep. Once again, the computer is suffering some issues after whatever the heck that thing fired.
All right.
So, still not sensing anything other than the current ship. But now that you guys are in space, Theo, you need to choose between if you want to be in real space or you want to be in phase 1. Because I believe you guys only have a phase 1 drive. Yeah, you only have a Spike 1 drive.
Yes.
Phase 1, get us out of here.
All right, we're gonna.
Well, just make your decision before, and then I'll tell you.
Coin. 'Cause the best way to play this kind of game is not to try and like double or triple guess the opponent. We're going to phase 1.
All right. So they are going to remain in phase 0. So, would you like to attempt a maneuver? So, attempt to evade the battle, ramming the enemy, etc.
Ramming the enemy, you say?
Don't ram the enemy.
We are in a much bigger ship.
You are in a bigger ship. You're not in a much bigger ship. You're only one class bigger.
All right, let's attempt the evade the enemy.
Oh, right. You guys need to
Where
actually
is-
pick which phase your guns are targeting to. But I'm going to say you guys are assuming they're phase 0.
Don't worry, I'll miss anyway. It'll be very funny. Watch, I'll do it ahead of time.
So
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. There's evade combat, fired to disable, lamprey lock, remora lock, ramming speed.
Where is space combat? I went to starships and I didn't see it. What's the
Page 67 is basically the starship combat.
Page 60 what?
67, I think it's 68 of the PDF.
Okay, gotcha.
And they are going to fire, but it doesn't matter because they're in the wrong phase. Or rather, they're targeting the wrong phase.
I'm going to.
Oh no, it
what
has
is-
it has a chance of failing. What is it, Theo?
I was trying to figure out what lamprey lock is.
It's basically not relevant here.
Okay.
If a ship has a much higher phase than you, it would help in making it so that your phase drive is able to hit them more easily.
Gotcha. So lamprey lock and remora lock probably not relevant. Fire to disable is something the gunner does.
Yep.
Um.
So evade combat's going to be the main one, or ramming speed if you want to just try and smash this thing with your body.
If we, it does seem faster than us overall, right?
It is definitely faster than you. Yeah, about doubly so from what you can tell. But it is going to fire. What?
I'm gonna attempt the evade combat again.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
And Question mark 3. 3.
Yeah, that's how big your ship is. That is a mighty roll. Holy heck, that's max.
That's-
Unfortunately, they continue catching up with you.
All right. So new round.
Well, they get to shoot back.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to lance out, and that would normally hit, but since you're in a different thing, I believe if it's over, it may miss. Let's see. Okay, nope. If the result is greater than the difference between phases, which would be 1, then the attacker can roll to hit normally, which I did wrong order. That's okay. So, another of their... Another burst of laser fire and another bit of damage. Though this one seems to be a glancing blow, as you're able to mostly dodge out of its thing. So, yeah, Payton and Theo.
All right, guys. I don't think we're actually gonna get away from this thing.
Ram it.
So, yeah.
We'll aim for 1. I'm gonna assume it's gonna try to fall.
Sticking in phase 1.
All right. They are going to shift into phase 1.
Hey,
See this happen.
And they are also assuming that you're staying in phase 1, so they're going to also shoot into phase 1. So,
Some desperate captains may choose to ram the enemy ship. Assuming the pilot and the chief engineer of the ship share this grim desire, an opposing pilot skill check is made against the target ship, with each pilot adding their ship speed. All attackers gain a +4 bonus to hit a ship attempting to ram. The ramming ship must win an opposed roll by a margin greater than the defending pilot's skill.
yep. Though I'm going to just say, if you hit him, he's dead. The fighter will not survive if you hit him with a ram.
baby!
Because his hit points are not high enough to survive you smashing your ship into theirs. You'll take damage, but they'll be gone.
Hit him.
Sure. So I have to roll. So if they have a pilot skill of 1, for instance, I'd have to roll higher than them by 1. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
And they get a +4 to hit the ship attempting to ram, but he's
Yep.
already hit us anyway, so
Already hitting.
Yep.
I mean, do you want to take your shot first?
Sure.
No, it's maneuvers first.
I have maneuvers.
Okay.
Ram it.
Yeah. So you might just kill him before he's able to resist.
Ram the piece of shit.
Vehicle space.
They are going to continue attempting to chase you. So that's all. It's not the highest roll.
Mediocre roll.
Did you add your ship speed too?
Oh,
I'm not seeing
did.
that.
That's 13.
No, so it's actually 13.
All right. So they are going to attempt to not. Yep. So they are able to get out of the way before you freaking slam your ship into theirs.
Damn.
But only narrowly. Don't quite clip them.
Well,
So they're going to fire you. You're going to fire back at them. And now they get an 11 rather than a 7.
and they still missed it.
Thankfully for you, they just freaking flub, focus more on their dodge than the shot.
Ram him again.
Ram him again?
First, wait a minute.
Okay.
Do you want to continue attempting to mess with the computers?
What's up?
Would you like to continue messing with the computers?
I mean, doesn't really seem that useful.
But
I mean,
mean-
I failed every time, but like,
It's not
Like,
like It's not like the situation's gonna get worse if you continue to fumble at them.
Well, yeah, but it could
Mhm.
not get better. Is there
Yeah.
anything I can do besides sensors?
I mean, if you have a psychic power that can affect the enemy ship, but
I have
There's not
level 1
really much.
telekinesis.
throw the pilot's coffee into their face.
Oh. I can't see that.
Yep. Unfortunately, there's not much. The captain and the shooty people are doing most of the work this time.
Mm.
Other proposition.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We could try and drop the truck in their path.
You're in space now, just as a note. So who is going to hit the button to let the truck into the open hangar bay? Or hangar, the empty cargo bay.
Question, is anyone in the cargo bay right now?
Currently no, as Christine and Conrad have probably left it.
How far is the cargo bay?
It takes about a turn.
Christine, Comrade. Hey, Comrade. Christine, Conrad. Are you guys in the cargo bay?
No?
Alright, don't go in the cargo bay.
I'm gonna use Omen to decide if releasing the truck would be a good idea.
It won't damage you, but there's no guarantee that it will hurt this guy.
I mean, we don't fucking need the truck anyway. It might as well.
Yeah, it's not getting returned at this point, right?
Yeah, no. A, it's not getting returned. B, fucking, like, it's busted because it was slammed into a cargo bay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll start running there.
All right. Yep. So you'll make it there this turn, but not quite able to activate the thing yet. So
Right.
next turn.
Train rim again.
Alright, we're staying in this.
Phase one.
Also gonna continue shooting in phase one.
All right. They're going to do the same. So what would you like to try and do?
I mean,
Do you want to attempt the maneuver to get into that position so that you can throw the truck at them?
yeah.
All right. I guess go ahead and make a pilot check. The same as like evading effectively.
Okay.
And
Keep on losing.
they're just going to follow you, so they don't need to roll. I just want to see how well you kind of get it set up. In this-
Piloting is just vehicle space. There isn't a specific pilot.
No. Yeah, vehicle space is the pilot skill.
Okay.
All right, 14 is pretty good. So you're able to get yourselves positioned well. You can take your shot because then the next thing will be
Sure.
the.
Black.
Yep. Ooh,
Oh my
you score a hit. Roll, I believe it's a D4.
It's 2d4 actually.
Ooh.
It's 2d4, and because it's flak and they're a fighter, I believe the
It's
damage
doubled.
is
So go
Yeah,
ahead and just roll. Just roll normally, and I'll
So-
keep it.
4. Fucking beautiful.
Ooh.
Perfect.
So you're able to score a hit on him finally, and the ship is very worse for wear, but not destroyed.
Hopefully that'll get him to fuck off.
It doesn't. Well, he's gonna get to fire back anyway because he survived. But yep, damage is severe, so not able to quite get another lock on you.
You got outplayed.
All right, now's the time. Are you opening the bay and releasing the damaged truck?
Release the truck.
All right, one of you roll luck.
I have a 14 on luck.
I have
No,
a 14 on
I'll make
luck.
it easier. Theo or Chase, one of you roll luck.
Damn, this is unfortunate because I have a 13 on luck.
I know, but you're not doing it.
No!
Just for interest's sake. Ah.
Oh. So
Then
you
get a-
go and you know what?
roll
Actually, you used Omen. I'm gonna let Chase. I'm gonna let you, if you're willing, burn a point, and I'll let you use your luck roll instead of Theo's.
Burn what point?
Burn a PowerPoint.
Oh yeah, it's easy. I got 6 of those bad boys. Well, 5 of them.
So, you see that Zargat is about to fishtail it, and you wait just an extra second before slamming the release button. And with a sucking force, the truck is pulled from the bay and slams right into the enemy ship.
This was not a good turn for that ship.
Nope. Especially after they explode in a small fireball.
Nice.
1 in a million, kids.
The truck is now definitely not returnable. Because it's spinning around in
Oh
space.
darn.
What a shame. What a rotten way to die.
Yep.
Fuck.
So, where are
Just-
you headed? Toward the moon base?
Just for interest sake, how much damage do I have need to do to kill it?
2.
2?
Nearly.
God damn it.
And 8 total. You dealt 6. So 4 would have killed it outright. I was wondering if you wouldn't deal quite enough damage. He rolled one of the very few results that allowed him to survive.
There were 4 results
Yep.
that would let him survive, son of a bitch. Oh, well, I can't complain that much. My D4s are usually fucking nuts.
I'm gonna
I know. Freaking
close
cheese
the-
magic.
Close the door, by the way. Airlock door, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the cargo bay door closes. Angelica clinging to the wall to not be pulled out into space. So, yeah, the ship has been destroyed. And is now just spinning debris.
I don't suppose we could mosey on back to fucking where we came from and get the fuck out of this shit system.
You're not interested in the moon base that's hiding itself?
I think that whatever's on the moon base is for someone else to deal with.
Alright.
Or
Either
else at
that's-
another time.
Others didn't want us to deal with, or they didn't know about. Either way, I don't want to fucking die there.
By the way, what is the sensors skill?
It's computer.
Computer.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I'll just quickly scan the wreck.
All right.
I don't actually have anything in mind, but
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to scan a wreck. It's coming back as nothing.
no life
The ship
forms,
has been destroyed. There is no life remaining.
Okay.
Wanna pick up the ship? What's left of it?
There's not much to pick up, I hate to tell you.
That's why I said what's left of it.
I mean, at least we'll know it'll fit in the cargo bay in its current state. On the other hand, the volatile wreckage of a ship of unknown
I think-
origins might not
agree that-
be.
Most of its volatility at this point.
Hopefully.
How many more times can it really explode?
Well, I mean, there's been no oxygen near it, so this might just be giving it the opportunity to explode.
To be fair, we don't need to fucking pressurize the cargo bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, is
sure.
a choice.
Why don't we try and take it on?
By the way, with that scan, you also get a reading from 2 additional fighter ships that are also coming after you.
On
You know what, maybe we
second
should
thought,
leave. Maybe we just get fucking daddle.
yeah. On second thought, goodbye.
Yep. They're still a good distance out. It's going to take them about half an hour to catch up with you, but they are headed towards you.
let's just do the fucking the get the fuck out of here move and just leave.
Think we have to get to the edge of the system. I think. Right.
Yep. You do.
Well,
You can't jump near.
So, option
Let's-
number 2 is we, in fact, do go back and pick up the wreckage of the ship, so we can then
we
try and drop it on them again.
Believe it or not, I don't think that is going to be a move you pull off very often.
yeah, but when we do pull it off, he'll be sick.
Yes, that's been done. You pulled it off. The one time I'm giving it to you.
I'm starting to think I should go on the guns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what gives you that idea?
30 minutes isn't enough to reach the edge of the system, right? It was like something like 6 hours, I think.
Yeah. But you can start moving away from them at the very least.
I mean, I'm
And
definitely
try
going to
to
set us on a away from them course.
Yep.
So I think we keep our engineer in place. Maybe I move to guns and someone else flies the ship.
And keep in mind, you can attempt to like move faster by shortening the transit time.
Yeah, maybe you should do that.
Sure.
I think that any fights we get into at this point are a poor choice.
Agreed.
Another option is I could try and evade their sensors. Am I reading this?
Yep, you can do that too.
So how much by how, like, would I be able to, if I shortened the trip, get into a position where I can warp before they get to me?
I mean, it's going to take 6 hours, but if you trim it, you basically will get there in 3.
Okay, but they get to me in 30, right?
Yeah, but if you start moving away, like, they're faster than you, but not that much faster. They're faster in combat, but their drives aren't faster.
Okay.
So, I mean, you won't have very much time to set up the navigation once you get to the edge of the system, but you'll at least kind of remain at the same general thing. And if you reach there faster, then you'll have 3 hours to set up your navigation.
Wait, I'll have 3 hours to set up my navigation?
Yeah, because your drive will count as a 2 drive, and a 6-hour trip will be cut into a 3-hour trip because it's halved every
okay.
time you drive.
And what kind of difficulty are we looking at for
It would be an 8.
difficulty 8?
Yep.
Okay, I can make those usually. Is this with or without ship speed added? This is
It would
without.
not be.
Okay.
Yeah, this is just a navigation check.
Oh, this is a navigation check.
Yep.
I
Navigation
still make these on average.
I mean, you have other people on board. They might be able to help you.
Anyone good at navigation?
No.
Or the help action?
Your
The help action
engineer,
without knowing.
well, has damaged ship bits to contend with. Can help you with the navigation and give you help.
Yeah, fuck the damage ship. We can fix that later.
Yeah.
There'll
So
be
she'll add a
far
plus,
more damage
plus
ship
1
hits.
to your check.
I assume this is int.
Yeah, it's in based.
Okay.
Yep. So you're able to burn the ship different, like basically in a, well, what is it? How it suggests, higher energy shears, whatever. You basically move the ship faster than the ship is supposed to be, and it does rattle threateningly, but you're able to make it to the edge of the system with a
Are you able to do this kind of? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. What were you asking?
I was wondering if you're able to do this kind of thing in combat to like increase the where your spike drive is going to. Like make
No.
okay.
Travel in, it's a little different. So, yeah,
All right.
you guys are at the edge.
Does someone want to keep on scanning around us just in case?
So, would you like to go to? Well, here, I'll bring you over. So you do have some time to thing. You
I
have
mean,
a
I can
level
keep
1 spike
scanning.
drive. Yeah, go ahead and roll computers.
Who's rolling?
I'm guessing Angelica's rolling since Angelica spoke up.
We just got the delay on, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming anyway. Hey, 7's good enough.
Nice.
So-
Big.
Yeah. So yeah, you sense the two ships, and you sense that there is a third ship that is in system, but is currently away from you. The two
Two
ships
ship-
are still chasing you, but they have fallen behind because apparently their pilots are not attempting to risk it.
Okay, so I'm assuming oh wait. Why am I up at the top of the map?
I have no idea.
That's your
There we
home.
go. You've been removed.
I just like I saw the ship and I was like, okay, that must be us. And then I like scrolled up to look like where the map is, and I just see myself in like the middle of empty space, and I was like, oh.
So,
Um,
are you going to Emader or Barry or Asgardy?
what's it? Emma Deer O'Berry.
A friendly fleet.
All right, they
Busy
seems
one,
like
but a friendly fleet nonetheless. It's also an easier thing because this trip has been well charted out.
all right.
At
I
least
would
with
like
the
to do
past
that one.
All right. So that is going to be a difficulty 7. It's a little harder to jump.
Difficulty 7. All right, how does this work? This is navigation, right?
Yep. And she is, your engineer is also willing to help out.
Okay.
So you can add her +1.
1. Wait, really?
That freaking red.
Yeah, the red is always a little scary.
Yep. So you get the navigated and hit the button and jump into whatever the heck spike drives jump into.
Spike space.
Yep. I know I've seen the name, but I just can't freaking remember. So you guys have escaped. And that's basically it. You guys have mission complete. So we're basically done.
Cool.
Yay, you guys won. You didn't
Fun.
die.
Did we win?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I won.
I feel like I won.
Look, you didn't die. That's the best you can hope for.
I'm
You know,
not
it-
dead.
We
I'm
take
talking.
those.
I mean, you guys did find at least some information on the weird structures. You
We know-
activated
We got a
weird
few artifacts.
structures. In fact, you actually activated 3 of the weird structures.
Yeah, we're
Someone
good.
else properly deactivated them.
Yep.
Well, we know about that last one.
Yeah. Last one has survived, most likely.
Yeah.
Unless
It
they
won't
went
be
back, but
by the time anyone else gets there, but
yeah,
Presumably, given their penchant for destroying the other ones, they're probably.
probably gonna go back. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's always that chance. But
yeah, but that's not our problem.
we are effectively done. So I'll give you guys like level 3 if we return to this, and you guys wish to keep playing with these characters. Then I mean, we can leave it as that. But currently, we are done with this little mini campaign with the adventures on Coca.
All right.
And they're
Two
recording that.
skill points. Another level in meta
Let's, try one of
psionics.
these. Your hit points can't go down, right?
No, you always gain at least one. God damn, Theo.
Hey,
Wait, these are added
Nice.
to our hit points?
Yes.
Oh, I thought these were just like you re-rolled to see like if you got a higher number, you used a higher number. Okay. All right.
No,
Every
you have
time I
5
roll
now.
almost a max. I've rolled an 8, a 7, and a 7,
Kirk is beefy.
which is good, to be fair, given that I take all of the fucking damage that ever comes to our party.
So, what did you guys think of Stars?
Sick.
I like it.
It's fun. It's not terribly in depth, and there's tons of freaking lore mess, but I mean, it tells a good space story. There's
Space.
plenty of nonsense you can get away with because freaking psionics is a thing. So if you really wanted to, you can have magic. And psionics gets really silly once you start like getting into pre-tech. Like I remember I built for one of the games that I was running this in a psionic building that while you were in it, if you wanted something, you could generate it if you were a psionic.
Mm.
Right.
Not being kind of fucking lame. But on the other hand, that ability to just shrug off a shot, I used every single combat.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty neat.
I actually use it on the last on ground combat because we never actually got hit.
I never re-rolled a failed skill check.
No.
Yeah, I use my psychic abilities a few times.
Yeah.
Used it to hit them with a truck.
True.
To be fair, I was playing a little loose with the psychic abilities there, but I was like, nah, that's pretty freaking cool. I think I'm just gonna look past that.
Yeah.
Where is like the page for character advancement?
Character advancement. I mean, they have the skill points per level, skill training costs, that sort of stuff on 64, which is 65 in the PDF. If you're looking for like what your base attack bonus and skills, or not skills, like save targets and whatnot go up, that is with your like class.
Okay.
So you can see your hit dice, your XP, and then the attack bonus and saving throws. Freaking heck, at high level, you get insane for tech saves. 4 or higher.
Alright, fine. I'll fucking learn language and I'll learn German.
I do like the expert picture. The guy looks so freaking annoyed. Just
Wait,
like,
Did
damn
we get
it.
any money, Mitchell?
Yeah, I'll give you guys. How much was I giving you before?
We get like
You gave us
1,500.
1,500 last time.
Yeah. So I'll give you another not another 500, another 750 for the successful research into the third device, and I'll give you another 5,000 for the mission success. So if we return, you guys can be a little more kitted out.
750.
You guys are going to.
upgrade.
So it's
to a lower
5,750 total. So that's how many credits you guys are getting altogether for that, for complete mission
Altogether,
complete.
to divide that.
No, that's for each person.
Ooh.
Yep.
I'm getting myself a fucking rocket launcher. So it becomes that, which becomes that. All right, 6.
I like Stars. I wish I could play it more, but building campaigns out of it would be a pain. There's so much to set up. Although I have fun. Most of the monsters I threw at you guys, I literally just looked at. They have the Xenobasiary,
Yeah.
which you just go, you pick the basic roll for it, which gives you the stat line, and then you can literally just skin it with what you want. And you can give it like extra abilities based on a d20 roll if you feel so inclined. It's super easy.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, it forces you to be a little bit creative because most of the abilities are just they do the thing. They don't like give you a special ability.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's not too hard.
Level 2 lets me move 200 kilos. What the fuck?
Pretty big boost.
That's such a big boost.
You can knock someone's coffee cup over. And now I can lift half a car.
Yeah, we'll take that. That seems good.
Yeah.
Knock someone's coffee cup over. Now I can knock everyone's coffee cup over. What? Why?
So many coffee cups. Precog level 2 is also nice, but I mean, if I just use Omen Smart, it's like basically the same thing. As long as bad things only happen once an hour.
Yeah.
Yep. If you're fighting in the place, that's not guaranteed.
Question
Oh,
for
no.
the team that may not matter since we may never do this again, but would you prefer me to be a better pilot, get better at the gunning, or become good at sensors?
I'm going to actually learn how to gun, if that changes anything.
Yep. You guys also can bring the same NPCs along, and they will, of course, upgrade as well. And since, well, no, there's not really enough room actually on the ship for another person. So
Yeah, I like
I
all
guess
of our
you can swap them out, I guess.
Now we got some great idiots. We've got PTSD here for the paycheck, and barely seen,
Yeah.
but technically a war criminal.
Yep. So Theo and Peyton, we have to discuss what we want to do for next week. But
Yeah. That's a good fucking question, huh?
we'll have to figure it out.
Great question.
But good luck on your game, Chase. Have
What's that,
fun.
Mitchell?
Good luck with your thing. You are free.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, it's it'll be interesting.
What do you have?
I have bad ideas. They are ideas.
That's always good.
Well, I basically gave them like 4 campaigns to pick from, or like campaign starters. They're all in the same world,
Hmm.
but this will be, the first few arcs effectively.
Hmm.
And they picked the one where it's basically just like a bunch of different portals to different dimensions.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
To quote Jake, he said, "We're gonna fight Alex Jones," and I said, "You're on the right track."
That's great.
Wait, what the fuck? The player when When a character goes up in a level, they gain an additional hit die of hit points. The player rolls both it and their existing hit dice to determine their new total.
Oh, I forgot about that. So you cannot have absolute crap health. You
Yeah,
can
can I
go
keep
ahead
my
and do
old hit dice?
that. You don't have to.
Okay, good, because my old hit dice are sick.
I believe you roll, and if you get higher,
Yeah,
then
you have to get higher.
yeah, otherwise it doesn't go lower.
I guess I'll roll a d8 to see if that one went higher, I guess. See if I rolled an 8.
I don't remember what I rolled on the last one. I think a 3.
Maybe.
I rolled a 3 on one of them. Or wait,
Yeah.
on both of them, because I have 1 con and I had 8 HP.
rolled a 1. So,
Mhm.
okay. So that is technically...
So
I have 7 HP instead of 5 HP.
hey, that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better than freaking what you had, so. You guys haven't quite reached the level where you've gotten more scary, so.
Yeah.
A PC's maximum level in a skill is 1 plus their level divided by 3.
You can now raise it to 2. Because it does say in the thing.
Oh. Main character level. Okay, I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if you look at advancement to raise a skill from 1 to 2, you need to be at least minimum level 3. So.
Okay. So I could raise something to level.
Mm-hmm.
And the only skill I had that I could raise to level 2 is piloting, so.
Mm.
So the question is...
Did they just mess that up?
Say again?
Because yeah, it says a character skill level is limited to the character's level. A PC's maximum level of skill is equal to 1 plus their level divided by. Oh no, it's 1 plus divided by 3. So yeah, that makes sense. Because once you reach 3, then the 3 is divided up to an extra plus 1. So yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, you can raise it to 2. I would say that anyway, because freaking heck, you're at level 3. Get on with it.
So do you want I guess I could become mediocre at sensors and better at navigation.
I mean, you could also just have one of the NPCs get trained in sensors.
That's true. Or we could just leave it as the job for Chase.
Sensors?
Yeah.
I mean, I still have a -1 on computers, so yeah,
I
I'm pretty
didn't
good at
say-
it. But I won't be doing much else. So
Yeah.
Look at the computer screen. It's all full of numbers. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be filled with. Read the numbers.
You know what? We're gonna get a level 2 piloting. And what's the deal with expert? Like I do I get levels faster or something? There was something weird about that.
Yeah, you gain levels a little faster.
You
I've been
gain levels
ignoring it because I haven't
faster.
been giving XP.
And you get more skill points.
Yeah. You are the skill monkey. That's what
Yeah.
their entire purpose is. You also, of course, have the reroll thing. How did you get SciTech? Is that a background thing that you picked?
Possibly. It may have just been like a...
Because you have the training package. And then you have the background. So I wonder if you just picked it up from there. What was your background? Do you remember?
I think it
Mhm.
Oh, that isn't it then.
Do we not get like skills at level 1?
You do, but that's the skill packages. That's the whole
Oh, okay.
thing. And other than adventuring expert, I mean, I don't think any of these give you SciTech. Let me look. Is a no, not Maltech. Is medical. Not really.
So,
I have
okay.
no idea how you got it unless you did adventuring expert, but that's okay.
I don't think, unless I changed it from bandit to adventuring
Something else.
expert.
So adventuring expert is the like package that you get from the class, but you also have the background. The backgrounds, you get some skills from that too.
Okay.
Let's see. What is a SciTech? Which one of these gives it? Technician doesn't.
It may have also just been like one that I accidentally clicked up by one and then just didn't like didn't notice it until later.
It's very possible because I'm not seeing any background that gives it to you. Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? Pilot gives you tech/post tech. And I probably saw post tech and was like, that begins with a P.
That makes sense.
Probably.
Alright, so I'll just swap those post tech and sci tech.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You got a free little bit of SciTech in there
Before I just magically forgot about it.
Yep.
Well, you know what?
Someone slapped you on your way back. You were just like, no, you're not allowed.
Maybe that's what I'll do is I'll just swap out vehicles. Well, okay. Yeah, just for the sake of consistency, boom, I'll put a skill point in it. It doesn't do anything for me, but fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll put another skill point in what?
Now keep in mind, it does cost double because it's not a class skill. So it costs 2 to get even 0 in it.
Oh, right. You're right. Okay, never mind. That's too expensive.
Yep.
Even for my tastes.
How does one do color? Color. Yes. Yeah, that seems to work. Yep. We just had our next set of missions for the other Lancer group that I'm in.
Oh, nice.
Because he's been doing like a bunch of missions. And I think the first we had like 6. Maybe it was more. Maybe it was 8. This time we have 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 7 through 16.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm dumb, and I have one mission planned.
Fine.
That's not true. I have one mission fully planned. I have ideas for other missions, and I think I actually have a few missions partially planned.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
So I had 1.
Well, I am now starting to try and run not necessarily long campaigns, but not one campaign followed by 18 months of silence, followed by all right, boys, my dumbass is back.
Yep. I'm excited for it. Always up for Lancer. It is fun. What else do I want to do? I've picked the 2 missions that I have very heavy interest in. So what the hell do I want to throw as the if I can't do it?
Actually, I've got 2 missions fully set up. I've got the first mission, and yeah, this is a mission that is not in the first bit.
Yep.
We're a frigate-sized thing, right?
Yep, you are frigate sized. Should actually give you guys some extra cash for that too.
I was gonna
It's
say,
not your
right.
ship. I don't. Oh right, where the hell was the other one? Yeah, this one. Yeah, mission 10. Yeah, my poor guy is learning how to have fun.
Yeah.
He's not very good at it. Well, when you grow up as a cultist working for basically a heretical cult for your homeworld, you don't get a lot of free time to like chill out.
You just gotta learn to live a little.